What your shirt say? You wake me up what? Nah, I'll pass. All right, y'all give praise and honor to the living Elohim in the name of Yahuah HaMashiach this day. John chapter 5, verse 39. John 5:39. Search the scriptures. For in them you think you have eternal life, and they which testify of me, and you not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you. The Abba, there's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? Shalom, man. Psalms 132, verse 9. Also, I'll reiterate this again. Programming note. Oh, next week we start at noon. So if you look up and 3 o'clock roll around and you be like, well, it ain't on here. You weren't paying attention.
Somebody getting days too.
Yes, sir. That's the reason why we starting at noon. Oh, good brother coming out of town.
What we all doing? It's a program.
Hey, shoot, program. Shoot, I asked one of y'all that. It not that hard. Niggas screaming. Shoot, last 10 years, shoot, I can't tell the difference.
Well, it's still hot. It's hot at 12 o'clock at night.
Like, who you telling? Shoot, Shalom, Ron. See, be like, be at 10 o'clock. You be like, boy, I thought it was 2:30.
Only in the wintertime you get a little breeze.
6 o'clock ain't 6 o'clock.
No summer breeze. Y'all just remember that, man. Programming note. Noon.
He gets some living for everybody.
That's why for the house, man, we looking for to have a house with the
Sunday.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas can.
We ain't found nothing, but it's done hard out here, boy. These people ain't trying to rent. Hey, Daniel. I hear on these streets. Shoot, the price tag ain't even an issue. These niggas don't even got no phone numbers to call.
The libraries don't open back up yet.
Yeah, they don't open back up yet, but they got COVID protocol. I don't know, but I ain't trying to find out.
I'll find out. Look at one. I ain't been.
I don't even know that. I don't even know when some of them open no more. Some of them don't open till noon.
It was up though. It was up though.
You had it up. You wanted somebody to tan it. Psalms 132 and now.
Hush your mouth, man.
You being rude, cuz. Come in so I can get me something then. Huh? That's what I thought. Let your priests be clothed with righteousness. Let your saints shout for joy. For your servants David's sake, turn not away your face from your anointed. You who have sworn a truth unto David, he will not turn from it. Of the fruit of your body will I set up my throne. Say, Lord, he ain't stalling. He ain't stalling, son. Shoot, that boy gonna get here when it's time. Not a minute before, not a day late. When that boy say, hey man, I want to slide from up out of here, that boy gonna leave.
Hey, be quiet.
I can't even remember what song I use. Psalms 130. We still talking about that fruit of the body? Lord have mercy. This got to be the cheapest screen protector I ever had.
Your screen guard?
That's the protector.
Ain't it hard now, bro? I ain't gonna front.
It seems like I dropped the doggone phone more after I got the screen protector than before I had it. That's what made me think about what Joe Rogan said. Joe Rogan said when you see people who ain't got the phone with the case, I think say you hold that junk like a pistol. Say can't drop that junk, nigga. The bullet's gonna expel. And then you say you got the case and the protector. You like this? It fall.
Yeah, definitely. I need a protection.
I said, boy, you
more than that than nothing.
Nigga definitely holding that phone tight.
Hey, Psalm 130 say, out of the depths have I cried unto you, O Yahuah. Lord, hear my voice. Let your ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. Let's look at the voice of the supplications, because remember, right, he say he want to bless the fruit of the body. Let's look at supplication. First thing you have here is the word is takanun, and this is a supplication for favor. What's favor? Do you know what favor is, mother? Yes, what is favor? It says this is a supplication for favor. Muffin don't remember. You got tau, cot, noon, oo, and noon. Tau, cot, noon, oo, and noon. Just a little bit of favor. Ain't everybody like a little favor? Ain't that what the church hoes like to say? Look at you. You ready to get in your church lady stuff. Favor ain't fair. You used to be walking around telling people that ain't open up damn Bible. Favor ain't fair, girl. I'm blessed and highly favored. He look upon me with grace and mercy. You around here got another woman hair in your head.
Throw it away.
Indeed, grace. And grace translates to what, everybody? Look it up and tell me what you find. Who over there making noise like they upset? Is it Jeremiah James? Bird? You upset, Bird? What about you, Muffin? One of y'all just walked by here and farted. Who did it?
Well, that's told on yourself.
You want to blame somebody else. It was you. Well, flick me off one more time, cuz. At this point, this ain't no baby stuff now. He know what he doing. The boy around here telling me, he telling everybody F you. He laughing on the inside. He like, yeah, they think I'm just a baby. I know what I'm doing. F all you niggas. Yeah.
That's a real big deal.
You know what I'm talking about? He think he got a fool because he love. He like this. I've been figured this out. That joint be crazy if that was the actual fact. He flicking niggas off like this here. They'll never know that I know. What's the Hebrew word for grace? Indeed. And it also means what? Acceptance. So this is a supplication for acceptance. You got tau, cot, noon, oo, and noon. Tau, cot, noon, oo, and noon. Woo! That's how you sound.
Tau, cot, oo, noon.
Tau, cot, noon, oo, and noon. 2 noons, 1 oo, a tau, and a cot. It was kind of hard for me to read the word because of the doggone screen doing this here and my phone charge when it won't. It's about time. Well, it's a lease phone anyway. It's about time to go on and just get to 12. Shoot, ain't no big money. They done $31 a month. Pure lease.
See the light required.
Let's
I
look
want to see that. I want to see the seed of the my shop separate you to the everlasting company.
That's how you sound, boy. Your daddy is not pleased with your conduct. Let's look at time. Well, first let's look at noon. You got seed, life, continuing, son, offspring, unstoppable motion. So for one of these noons, you want to say son. Because we want to establish who's making the supplication for favor or for acceptance. So we want to take one of those noons, we want to make it son. Take that other noon, probably make it life. There you go. Who that is? Oh, that little Johnny wearing his Asics t-shirt. Only nigga in the history of nigga. Indeed. That's why I say. That's how you know that nigga from Harlem. Because only Harlem niggas wear ASICs.
I gotta break ice.
Now we got right? We got tent peg, a nail, a hook, joined together. I probably say here, we'll take joined together. We take that towel, of course, and say covenant. So we know that the Son has joined us together to the covenant of life, which gives us protection from death. Because we want that cot, we ain't going to say separate. We're going to say protection. So we're going to say the Son has joined us together to the covenant of life for the protection from death. Continuing on from the matter that we talked about on last night. So looking at the supplications that he is asking for his ears to be attended to, because it said out of the depths. So when we look at the depths, you know what that is. The deep, the depth, the abyss, or i.e. the grave. What were the things that this man prayed for out of the depths? Now, no, I'm talking about literally in the Gospels. Now, of course, you don't have to go and find something. Huh? You all right? Because you ain't got your thing on there properly. You usually come prepared.
Definitely was a discussion in a bit.
Look at you. You don't listen to your husband. You need to listen. He's trying to help you out. Contrary to popular belief, the average woman ain't smarter than the man.
No. Science?
I see nothing yet. Ain't nothing capping on it.
Nah, he said the nigga, his supplier.
He said that before he left.
That's what it is.
He's gonna give you good product one time.
That's rough. That's rough. What did he pray for? You don't have to look at for what he prayed for in the grave. What did he pray for on his way out the door? Does anybody know what he prayed for on his way out the door?
He said, they know not what they do. Get them for this.
Well, let's look and see. John 17. We're not going to read through everything.
Pray for the coffin.
We're just going to look at a couple things. Were you still with that capping, boy? Hey, boy. Cut it out. Nobody want to hear that? Nobody want to hear that? Stop looking ugly. Fix your face. Fix it. Well, shoot, you the one got to look like that. Think you hurt me because you balling up your face. 17. This is still tying into the blessing of the fruit of his body. And the fruit of his body sitting on the throne. John 17. Verse 5. There you go with that stick behind popcorn again.
That's funeral popcorn.
That junkie smell like mildew.
Inside the
signature though.
It don't taste like that.
Probably taste good.
I don't have it. Stank. He said, now Abba, esteem you me with your own self with the esteem which I had you before the world was. What is the esteem of the Son of Elohim? Would you like to see it? Let's begin then. Job 38. We got to look at for what he prayed for while he was in the depths. It wouldn't be right if we didn't do it. Job 38:1. Then Yahuah answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, so what does that mean? Where did Yahuah answer him from? From the heavens. Who is this that darken counsel by words without knowledge? Well, let's look at what it means to darken counsel, to make sure none of us do it. Of course, you got hasak, that's to make, to hide and conceal, also to make dark. But in this regard, who is concealing a vice or a purpose? So that's when you turn around and you look at the scribes and the Pharisees. That was their objective, was to conceal advice or purpose. Remember how they came at Yahushua? They say, what did you say? He said, I ain't say nothing in private. Everything I said it in the open. 38.
Okay.
Everything he said was in the open. You shouldn't even deal with anybody that wants to try to hide and conceal the proper purpose and action for an individual to do. You're dealing with a nigga. A wicked nigga. If you want to be more discreet with it. He said, now gird up now your loins like a man, for I will demand of you and answer you me. Where was you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if you have understanding. Hold on. We just talked about foundation not too long ago, right? That's your sod. That's to find, to fix, to establish, or to begin. Well, what is the beginning of the earth? Who back there talking? Matter of fact, everybody who's sitting in that kitchen chewing right now, come on up over here and walk over here real quick like fuck it. I don't want to hear no talking. Get up and bring yourselves here to me now. Y'all not moving at a pace that is acceptable for my liking. Stop. Were you not in the kitchen? So I'm talking to you. Come on over here. Come on over here. Abby, where you going? Come here, little boy. Who else in there? Come on around that corner. Come here, Abigail. Muffin Man. Little Bible study. Muffin Man. I need y'all to do one thing for me. I need y'all to sit down and be quiet. If you plan, we're going to have to do you like the mafia do people. Do you know how the mafia does people? You see what's in that bathroom? What can you see in that bathroom? So none of you can talk. Yes, the toilet. So the mob likes to grab people by their feet and hold them by their feet and stick their heads in the toilet bowl and flush it until they comply to their request. So if y'all do not want to comply to my request, I will grab you by your feet and stick your head in the toilet bowl and flush it. Am I clear? Who would like to have their head placed in the toilet bowl? Would you like to have your head placed in the toilet bowl? Then I guess what would I recommend each of you do? Tuck your lip in. So what would I recommend that all of you do? Exactly. Continue on with your day. So when we're looking at who's the beginning of the earth or the beginning of all things, we know that is Yahushua himself, because he's asking, where were you when I founded the foundations of the earth? He said, declare if you have understanding. See, that's why you can declare it. See, Job couldn't declare it, but you can declare it. We were talking about it last night, were we not? You can declare it. That's what the gospel do for you. Verse 5, he said, who have laid the measures thereof, if you know, who have stretched the line upon it. You can read Psalms 19 for that if you wish. Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened? Who laid the cornerstone thereof? Who laid that cornerstone? You think about, because he told Peter, upon this rock
I will build.
Yeah. But Yahushua is the chief cornerstone upon which Peter was founded and built. So when you see that in the text, what did he say? This is the cornerstone, which has become the head of the corner, who the builders have rejected. Yahushua is that cornerstone who his father has laid. Because remember what we talked about last night? Who is the king's strength? See, we have to realize something. Yahuah is the king, but his father's a greater king because his father the one who gave him the kingdom to begin with. Yahuah doesn't have a kingdom without his father. That doesn't happen. That's what kings do. They create things to give them to their sons. That's what the purpose is for. That's why they do it. I was watching this clip And of course, you know, all of it's entertainment, all of it's fake. But what that boy Judah was talking about was, y'all familiar with the term "I'm breaking the fourth wall"? Yeah, I know you're not familiar with it. Oh, you ain't familiar with it? I thought you was a man, a Renaissance man yourself.
Yeah, me too. But that
was
my expertise. Yeah.
Nobody in here is familiar with breaking the fourth wall?
I probably heard.
Go ahead and tell him about it.
I am familiar with it.
Tell him about breaking the fourth wall. Oh, you stood up like you know.
Said he's familiar with the second wall. With the fourth wall, I have not come past.
Any of you brothers and sisters on here familiar with the term "he's broke the fourth wall"? It was funny because there's an old clip of CM Punk, the infamous promo he did, and he was like, "Oh, I guess I'm breaking the fourth wall." He was like, "Hi, Colt Cabana." He was speaking to his homeboy who worked at another wrestling promotion.
Oh, that TV stuff. That's like breaking a command.
Yeah, so pretty much
the law.
And cinematography when the actor is talking to the audience.
That is exactly what breaking the fourth wall is. That's when he turns to the camera and allows the viewer to understand that none of this is real. You know what I'm saying? But what he was talking about was with Floyd Mayweather, the fact that he had broken the fourth wall. Because, you know, the crackers was upset that he fought Little Buddy last week, saying this is bad for boxing. But I was aware of this. Most of you not. You know, boxing exhibitions are not a new thing. Muhammad Ali fought a wrestler. Doggone wrestler bust up Muhammad Ali so bad they thought they were going to have to amputate him because he had blood clots in him. Fought a dude named Inoki who didn't want to go along with it. And wrestling itself, he actually destroyed his own wrestling promotion because he didn't want to sell for a particular wrestler. He was like, "Nigga, I want y'all to know this fake and this ain't a real fight, because if it was a real fight, I'd whoop this nigga." Like straight up now. So what he was referring to is that, like he mentioned, how all of us notice if you follow Floyd, Floyd has made himself a character. You know, when he started, that boy was Pretty Boy Floyd. But Pretty Boy Floyd ain't make no money. Then he became Money Mayweather, but it's all a character because they like, why you won't fight the best person? That nigga say, shoot, cause at the end of the day, I'm in it to make money. All this junk to pretend like this for the fans, that's media stuff. That's not real life stuff. You know what I'm talking about? How can he fight this bad for boxing? What you mean? So you mean tell me this man wrong because he know what to do to make $100 million for 24 minutes of work? Do you know what I'm saying? And you want him to go in here and like this here, like regardless of how great of a boxer you may think he is, that's a man he in there with too now.
Every dog has his day.
Every dog, and that man 192 pounds. Ain't most of us used to fight nobody 30 pounds heavier than you for 24 minutes. And you think because he a boxer, he supposed to just tap Buddy on the chin and Buddy fall out. But also the point that he was making as this ain't 22-year-old Floyd. They talking like Floyd finna go fight the best welterweight and middleweight in the division. This nigga 45 years old, man. That nigga's done.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have that.
But that's a part of the caricature. But they talking like, why he fighting Logan Paul? Why he ain't fighting such and such? Because he's retired. He's retired. Niggas. But it's an excellent. But see, people have. Well, what I mentioned it for is because he has the mind of a ruler. This man has taken control of everything in his life and used it for his benefit. Because them folks got mad at him when he say, "My kids can't eat legacy." Nigga turned around and said, "Well, what about putting on a show for your fans who helped build your wealth?" Now you trying to make it seem like he owe you something. Floyd Mayweather don't owe you anything. He offered you a product that you may or may have not purchased. Nobody forced you to purchase it. You bought it on your own. Now you want him to go out here and do certain things to appease you because you feel like he owes you because you spent $80 on the pay-per-view fight. That's what you chose to do. That man don't owe you anything. He fulfilled his duty. Then on top of that, you know what type of fighter he is. But the fighting is irrelevant. It's the mentality. See, a lot of individuals want to come in. He's saying, hey, what did I just read on this first, man? Lord have mercy, this phone is getting on my lap.
You gotta wait, somebody.
He said, who have laid the cornerstone thereof? No, this is the chief cornerstone. This is the head of the corner. If you're seeking to be the fruit of his body, it takes a particular type of mindset. What did we start off with last night in Psalms 99:1? Yahuah reigns, or Yahuah is king. In order for him to be king, he has to have you have to have a certain type of mentality to be a king, to be a ruler. I just heard a brother say this here too. He was like, you know what? You know about the roommates? You know what I'm saying? Them boy were talking to them, that old green bean nigga who was fighting with that hoe. And he was like, bro, I don't believe in no red pill philosophy. You know what the red pill philosophy, what's the number one thing they tell a man not to do? If you're familiar with red pill philosophy, what is the number one thing that they tell men not to do? No, but that's not too far behind. They tell men not to get married. You know what I'm saying? Now, Buddy and roommates was like, I don't agree with any of that.
Oh, I seen that. I did.
You know what I'm saying? Now, his purpose of why he don't agree with that, because he said that a father needs to be in the home to raise his son. He said, we don't need no more single women raising sons. You know what I'm saying? I'm mentioning that because when you have women raising sons, what happens? Men don't have a ruling class mentality. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to have the ability to rule and lead because they're usually going to get that information from the perspective of a woman. And a woman does not know how to rule and lead, no matter what they think they know how to do. I got a homegirl. She swear women know how to rule and lead. But you don't. Ruling and leading on somebody's job is... I know where they get it twisted at. They think because they can rule and lead on a job or rule and lead, that's different. Well, it's a whole lot different when you got a room full of men and you have to engender men to listen to you and follow you. It's directing. Unless they own a business, and there's very few women who run major organizations where really men are directly listening to her and following her. Very, very rare. Once you get up into the upper echelon, because if a woman's a CEO of a company, she's not dealing with the rank and file employee. But if you're talking about engendering a group of men, that's why that junk gonna be weird. Because I think they said they wanted to hire some woman to coach somebody's basketball team. It wasn't Becky Hammons, it was another woman. You know, because they talking about Becky Hammons taking Greg Popovich's place to be the head coach of the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? And they get on there with that, but you know, the NBA woke. Shalom, Brother Craig. The NBA woke, so that junk don't matter. And they pushing the NFL in that same direction. But if you're talking about football players, a room full of testosterone filled males following a woman, that junk ain't gonna last too long, bro.
Them niggas out, bro.
Yeah, we trying to knock it down.
Leading them out to battle. That's one of the reasons why the text say we do not, you know what I'm saying, for the woman to usurp the authority over a man. Ain't no man following no woman out to battle. You find a dude who willing to follow a woman out to sun, I'll show you a nigga who sit down and pee.
You gotta wait, son.
I be seeing
Hey.
people try to do that on Facebook. That's the only person right here they try to hold on.
Oh yeah, that's their favorite. What about Deborah? Deborah ain't lead nobody nowhere. She said she was a mother in Yasharal. She did what a mother was supposed to do. She encouraged and nurtured her boy to go do what he was supposed to go do. You pay attention to what was going down. Because she ain't leave Barack in the battle. She said, baby, what you waiting for? Don't you got something to do? Pay attention to what go on in Judges chapter 5, and you see Deborah encouraging and inspiring the man who had to actually go do the battle. She did not lead them into battle. Shalom, man. She did not lead them anywhere. That's how you know they don't even know what a judge is. Because Samson was a judge. He didn't rule over Yasharal. Gideon was a judge. He didn't rule over Yasharal. Jephthah was a judge. He didn't rule over Yasharal. So what is these people talking about? See, you can sell that monkey crap when you don't know no book. You're not going to sell that to me. That's just like they talking about, what you mean? What about the prophetess? She dwelt in the college.
That was a long time.
Yeah, but I'll never forget that one.
I'll never forget that one.
Because say she dwelt in the college. Woo, boy. That's not no knock against women. Women have their place. But every last one of you men on here know, boy, you ain't following no woman. Not in no matters of importance. Most of y'all right now, you ain't gonna say it out loud. You wouldn't look it in your mama's face and tell her that. You know you ain't following your mama. You knew once you hit 18. Most of y'all knew once you hit 16, that was over with. Not following I love my mama. I'm a hearken unto her voice. Not following my mama though. Especially once you get older and you begin to examine your mother's decisions, you be like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what I'm talking about? I would rather follow a dog to the doggone euthanasia office before I follow my mom. Shoot, some of these women here thinking right now, shoot, I wouldn't follow my mom. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, who you gonna follow? That's why they want you to be around here, Mother Goddess. Take your nuts from you. But the point of what he was saying is right, the dudes couldn't refute it. This is the whole thing they kept worried about. Is now, of course, he was referencing mitigating the risk to the man. Is what if you marry her and she take all your stuff? Well, I mean, that's a part of life. That's a risk. There's a risk in everything, but like you said, you should mitigate the risk. But most of the time, when most dudes get married, you ain't got nothing. Now, if you got something, see, I might have said, boy, if I was worth about $10, $15 million, that nigga have to sign a prenup. With no questions about it. You don't got to sign it, you can slide at the end of the day, because shoot, if I 10, 15 more ready to slide in your lane, so shoot, nigga, make a lot on yourself. See, nigga be worried about what if she dip? Well, shoot, ho. What you want me to do? You want me to put a bar in there so you can dip? Because you can go. I'm not doing that, man. Is you stupid? Man, you got to be the biggest dummy in the world if you got a large amount of assets and you marry a woman and you don't protect your assets. Nigga, if she wasn't there for you, got it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Shoot. Mess around, that junk get a certain point. We might renegotiate mid-marriage. Shoot, this is a contract. Hey, we're going to have to. Shoot. You ain't got shoot. Ain't got to be like this here. This ain't ancient culture. Ancient culture, shoot. Nigga, you ain't have to worry about her sliding with all your stuff. Mm-hmm. I also got a woman.
Something. At the end of it.
I think he said at 16, him and his mom collided hard. At 17, so he said he had to go. Because end up happening, you begin to understand that you can manipulate your environment. You can control and dictate your environment. Usually your mother tries to stifle that. You know what I'm saying? They try to stifle you because they usually want to try to keep you dependent on them. And they usually do that because they can't get no man. So they want to make sure you stay close. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? That if they don't have nobody to do for them, you'll be there to do for them. Because if you slide, get your own family, then they're like this here. What about mama? What about you? Shoot. Clearly you had a man. I'm here. I don't know what you did with that. It's your problem.
I don't like that one.
You know what I'm talking about?
All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Hey, it is what it is, man. We ain't gonna get no better. Don't nobody let that be known. And they do it to their sons. They do it worse to their daughters, boy. Because I definitely done experienced a couple women who belittled and destroyed their daughters to make them not want to leave anywhere near their vicinity. Because they already know I'm gonna be a lonely old woman. I need to keep her close. Who gonna hang out with me? Because ain't nobody trying to come over here and hold me. Come hold your mama. You know your mama. Don't do your mama like that. You looking like, yeah, my mama do that junk too. Who? You know your mama be like this here. You gotta stay close. She do all that hard stuff. She don't mean none of that. That's just the cap, because she like this here. Yeah, when junk get ugly, she be frustrated. Who she call? How you doing, baby? You don't call your mama. You don't check on your mama. You don't love your mama. Yeah, she just did that a couple days ago, didn't she? Yeah, I know it.
And they be when they in need, like you said.
And they don't want nothing other than some attention. Just some attention. Shoot. Change your life, but where your husband at? Oh, that's right. You ran him off 15 years ago. That way he at. Change your own light bulb, nigga. Change the light bulbs at my own house. When I send them grandchildren around there, you had them do it. That's what they for, free labor. That's another thing too, boy. These little children y'all got in here ain't little no more. Y'all better put them niggas to work. Brooms, mops, lawnmowers, ladders. For free. No snacks, no vittles, no payments. Nigga, room and board is your payment. Like, yeah, boy, walk that trash out of here, boy. Write all my taxes. Sweep that floor for me. Oh, I spilled some water in the back. Go get a towel, clean that up for your dad. That's the least you can do. Yeah, I know you ain't asked to come here, but shoot, you here now, nigga. Work.
Get ready for shoot. You're doing a lot of it.
A lot of it. Shoot. Y'all lying to me. My mama worked me. What? My granddaddy? I done told y'all about that. That man definitely passed me a lawnmower at 5 years old. I need you to cut this grass for me, boy. I'm like, nigga. Yeah, put in the work, man. Don't be scared. Yeah, appreciate it for you later. Give him some work ethic. Don't be letting them sit around there looking at you. That's how you raise lazy churn. All jokes aside, that's how you raise lazy churn. Go ahead and like this here. Dishes. Here's a step stool. Washing. No dishwasher. And teach them niggas to put it away. Step stool. Play with it. Play with it. Shoot. Better put them into work. Garage. Organize it. You looking crazy.
Dress it, keep it.
See, you looking crazy because your people let you do whatever. See, little boys need to be put to work at 4 to 5 years old before you need to put them to work. And you don't need to pay them for nothing. Yeah, the little girls, you got to teach them how to serve. You got to teach them that young. You don't wait till they get 9, 10, 11 years old. Too late. They've been lazy for 10 years. They don't want to do nothing. That's why some of y'all in here lazy. Your people ain't making do nothing. You sitting around there looking, I'm tired. Nobody want to hear that junk. Get your tired behind up and clean that house, nigga. What about me? Who's going to serve me? Now you sound like Martha. Tell her to come help me serve. I think say she chose the best part. That's what the Lord told her. Mary chose the best part, Martha. Now you serve them plates. That's what he said, though. Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay, I thought y'all looking at me like you know what I'm talking about. Sade, you know what I'm talking about?
No bullet.
You know Sade don't know. Sade don't want to serve nobody no plate. I like the fact you stood up for yourself.
I was just going to say, hey, say it with your chest.
That is not true. Woo, I served nigga last week. Don't disrespect me. Come over here to Boogaloo. I didn't want to see what you're going to take up for yourself.
She definitely did quick.
She said, that's not true. She said, I ain't know any kind of woman. I served plenty times. Luke chapter 10, verse 38, but all jokes aside, though, you need to put them kids to work. You got to go ahead and put it, like, and also I mentioned this here too, just because of what the nigga was talking about with boxing. That nigga was like, Muhammad Ali didn't start boxing until he was 12. And I think Sugar Ray Robinson ain't start boxing until he was 15. And that's considered old. So they were like, Floyd Mayweather started boxing at 5. Kira said it reminded her when she was 9, her aunt would come in the room and wake her up and curse her out and tell me, get your lazy butt up and do something. How many times y'all done got in there, woke up in that room and told them little girl, get your funky behind out the bed and go do something. Go ahead, little mother. Get up and go do something. You laying in the bed slobbing for. You know why you ain't did it? Because you was in the bed. Slobbing.
I wake up at 5, you up at 5.
You up at 5. You supposed to be up before I am. I ain't supposed to go out the door with no cold bowl of cereal, nigga. I need a warm breakfast so my soul warm. It's cold outside. Ain't nobody safe. You been out that door, it's a cold world out there. I need a warm breakfast. Ooh, ain't nobody hit you. Your soul convicted.
So this week, 5 o'clock sharp.
Talking about you feel attacked. That's cold word. I'm convicted in my soul. My heart has been pricked.
You got breakfast and dinner ready.
Trigger alert. I'm hungry. I gotta go outside with almond milk and doggone oats. Nigga, my soul still cold. It's cold out the door. Nigga, I had to make my own Pop-Tarts. This ain't right. Look at you. Boy, I wish a nigga would put a Pop-Tart on my plate, boy. Boy, ain't no flip it over. That joint is like this here. Go ahead and put your set up, my nigga. Boy, you signed me like I was 6. Nigga, I'm a grown man. What is gonna do for me?
I thought you was cutting the fat, brother.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Boy, we fighting, boy.
Don't you want a light breakfast?
Boy, we fighting. That nigga saw me out to do a pure sugar cane. That ain't even supposed. You supposed to see this the thing though. Y'all are telling nigga what they want any other time other than when it's time to give him something to eat. Then I'm gonna give him what they want. You supposed to look at nigga dead in the face, get this nigga no Pop-Tart. This nigga finna get some scrambled eggs, some toast, and a sausage, and a nice cold glass of water. Cause you don't need that juice. You gonna sweat it out in that heat.
He said that's gonna hold you. Hey, lie, though.
Cause that's what them old women did. Yeah, Earl always say he want a bowl of cereal. I don't give him no cereal. He know he got sugar problems. See, that's how I know ain't no old ladies raised y'all. Y'all wasn't around no old ladies. Your grandma ain't do right. Cause them old women don't give a damn what her husband say he want to eat. She gonna give him the best meal. We ain't talking about dinner time. Woo! That nigga say toaster strudels is dessert. Toaster strudels good though. I wouldn't recommend eating them all the time. Don't raise your cholesterol. Shoot, boy, them toaster strudels fire. Luke 10 and 38. That ain't no story. He said, now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village. A certain woman named Martha received him into her house, and she called her sister called Mary, which sat at Yahushua's feet and heard his word. But Martha was coming about, much serving, and came to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister have left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she should help me. Yahushua answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, you are careful and troubled about many things. But one thing is needful. Mary have chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Look at it, right? He ain't not gonna he look like this here. Hey, baby. Shoot. Mary came down here to sit down at my feet and hear the word. You worry about a lot of things. You need to chill. You got work to do. But you know what the key point is? Is you got some people who will complain about the service and looking at somebody else. You know what this is? You know what it sounds like? Let me show you what this sounds like. John 21.
She invited them over.
You invited me over here. 21 and 19. I didn't want you to sit back and pause and think about what's being said, and we'll get back on the beaten path. This spake he, signifying but what death he should esteem Elohim. When he had spoken thus, he said unto him, follow me. Then Peter, turning about, see the disciple whom Yahushua loved, which also leaned on his breast at supper, and said, Lord, which is he that betray you? Peter, seeing him, say to Yahushua, Lord, what shall this man do? Yahushua said unto him, if I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to you? Follow you me. See, this is the same. You worried about much service. This man done chosen the best part. Worry about what you got to do while she worry about what she got to do. Because everybody got something to do. Uh-oh, little Joe. He got the belt, Joe. He got the belt, Joe. Back to Job 38. He got the belt, Joe. Hey, boy. Hey, come here, boy. Hey, come here, boy. Where's my money? Where's my money at? You got what you owe me? You got some snacks? There's snacks on your face, man. Where the snacks at? You steady shaking your head, man. It's in your pockets, man. You just gonna let somebody go in your pockets? You just gonna let somebody go in your pockets, man? So you just gonna let somebody pat your pockets down, man? You just gonna let me pat your pockets, man? You need to go wipe your face. Sean say he got to get a high protein version for you. Yeah, you know them old women, they need to get up early in the morning, cook all the food, clean the house, tend to the farm animal, come home and pleasure their husband. After she done cooked them dinner and cleaned all the house, put a chair in the bed, and she still got, because I just told y'all that there's something like this here, man. They said, oh, that's the other thing. They said they got upset about that cater to you, talking about tap me on the shoulder, I'll roll over. Them gonna say, I wish you would tap me. Well, you don't want to roll over when he tap you on the shoulder. Don't get mad when he tap Betty G. Don't get mad when he tap Billie Jean. Billie Jean, Betty Jean, Barbara Jean, Emma Jean. He tapping them all in the neighborhood.
He in them jeans.
He in them jeans. Genuine.
Genuine.
He is in them jeans, baby.
Car.
Job 38, verse 7. After Job 38, verse 7, we're going to hit Hebrews 1. He said, when the morning stars sang together and all the sons of Elohim shouted for joy. Who the morning stars, y'all? Huh? On the stream. Who's the morning stars? Because you seen morning star used somewhere else. For those who are not aware, now you got a conundrum. Now some of y'all about to have an epiphany. Boy, you with that rallies, boy. You with that rallies, boy. Don't nobody believe you. Oh, your mama believe you. No. He said he just getting a little bit of mama's cooking.
I ain't tuned in to him about a week or two.
I was looking at that nigga this morning. That nigga was going off this morning. That nigga had to go off on Boyce Watkins. That nigga talking about F your mama's cooking. He said, you stupid nigga, you must even listen to me when I told you what mama's cooking was. He said, mama's cooking is your mama gave you love. Don't get mad at me because your mama ain't love you, nigga. That nigga tripped me. But about the 4th or 5th nigga he didn't have to tell that to. He said, don't get mad at me because your mama ain't love you. My mama love me. That man definitely said a long time ago, mama's cooking if my mama love you.
They can't catch the drill. They can't catch the lingo.
They can't catch the lingo. But that's sad, though, because there's a lot of people ain't have mama's cooking. I mean, because when you say he was spoiled, that's what made me think about that.
Yeah.
Because I remember having a conversation with a young lady, like, you going to spoil that baby. And I'm like, how could you spoil a baby with love? That don't even make sense.
Go bye. Go sit. No.
Because I think black people are the only people out of all people who say that. You're going to spoil that baby. So you get a baby hugs and kisses, he's spoiled. We the only race of people feel like it's a wrong thing to give a child an unlimited limit of affection and attention. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, that junk crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Them boys say the son of Elohim, and they would be right. So where else is the morning star used? Y'all know. So if this the sons of Elohim here, then how Satan gonna be a son of Elohim if it's used in Isaiah? Can't be no sun, no day star, no light, and be evil. That don't make sense. Hebrew chapter 1. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I remember people used to ask me, they say, why you always hug the kids? Give them a kid. Why wouldn't you? Don't they need to know somebody love them? That was wrong with most of these young men out here now. Ain't nobody give them a hug when they were little. Well, I seen a young nigga yesterday, boy, that nigga was outside with a hoodie and a scully on. I said, come on, cuz, it's 95 degrees out here. I said, well, you got to have that thing on you, boy. Got to have that. I said, he got to have a pistol on him. But if I was the police, I'm pulling up on every nigga with a hoodie on in this ungodly weather.
And always black.
Always black.
Always
Gun.
You call it what you want to, but I know you got fire on you, boy. Matter of fact, I ain't even jumping out to check on some fire. I'm going to be like this here, you need your temperature check, you all right? Because you got to be sick. Well, you see how hot it is out here? Well, is you all right?
What's in my heart,
We were just talking about that video. She said she just realized what the buddy had going on that video. Mom, I'm hot.
She said, the only thing a mother can say.
Go to your father's house. You got to get the hell up out of here. Hebrews 1 and 4.
There ain't no punishment I can give you.
There ain't no punishment I can give you. Mom, I'm hot. So are all the things to cool yourself down, this what you chose? Oh, my lamb. Oh, man. Being made, says Hebrews 1 and 4. Being made so much better than the Malachim as he have an inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they. For unto which of the Malachim said he at any time, you are my son, this day have I begotten you, and again I will be to him a Abba, and he shall be to me a son. And when he bring the first begotten into the world, he said, let all the Malachim of Elohim worship him. So when did they do this? Because if he's first, they actually did it twice. You do what you see when it said that when he did it, that all the morning stars shouted for joy, and that Malachim also did it again at his birth. Shouted for joy when the firstborn came into the world. But also look at this token, because a lot of people say, well, Lucifer is a son of God. He's an angel, and ascribe that to Satan. Let me tell you something. You can't be no wicked man and be no son, boy. Remember, we just talked about that. To be a son, what you got to be born of? The word, or be of that man's seed. You ain't somebody's son if you're not of their seed. Did we not just read that he claimed that you would become under the adoption? See, people think just by product that he was a Malachim, that he's a son. Well, you can't be a son and be disobedient. What did this man say about anybody don't want to take the chastening of Elohim? What would they be considered as? A bastard. Well, you cap out, boy. That nigga looks like, boy, I don't like none of y'all. All right, now you ain't gonna have none. Why you around her? I know her breath stank. Don't give all your mints away. She know it too. That's why she looking like that. I ain't gonna breathe out yet. Come on back to Job 38, verse 9, or verse 8. Come on over here and sit over here with us then. Since you want to do all that, you come sit right over here with Joe and Bird. You want to come sit over here with Joe and Bird? Come on, sit over here with Joe and Bird. You don't know. You hanging with Joe right now. You're eyeballing the sandwich. 38 and 8. Or who shut up the sea with doors when it break forth, as if it had issued out of the womb? What I made the cloud, the garment thereof, and the thickness of dark swaddling band for it, and break it up for my decreed place, and set bars and doors. And said, hereto you shall come, but no further, and here shall your proud ways be stayed. Have you commanded the morning since the days, and caused the day spring to know his place, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it? It is turned as clay to the sea, they stand as a garment. And from the wicked their light is withholden, and their high arms shall be broken. Notice how he says the wicked are withheld from light. Now, all these things is detailing the beginning of creation. We also know the beginning of creation details Yahushua's resurrection. For time's sake, we can't deal with all that right now. Let's go to John 17. And we'll speed through John 17 for certain points. We still got Psalms 130, Deuteronomy 28. Y'all willing, we're going to get right now, right now. Joe, what's up, boy? Yes, ma'am. Joe, what's up, boy? John chapter 17, right? So we were just discussing briefly of him getting the esteem that he had before the world was. What is that esteem that he had before the world was? He was the son of Elohim. Let's continue and let's look down at verse 11. Oh, that boy want that fruit. That boy say that's what he was looking for. He was looking for that fruit. 17 and 11, John. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world. And I come to you, Kadash Abba, keep them through your own name, who you have given me, that they may be one as we are. So one of the things that he asked for was what? Oneness. Let's take a look at something in Jeremiah 24, I believe. I always get this wrong on the first go around, but I didn't this time. Jeremiah 24 and 6. Who back there not listening? Okay. For I will set my eyes upon them for good. I will bring them again unto this land. I will build them. I will not pull them down. I will plant them and not pluck them up. And I will give them a heart to know me, that I am Yahuah, and they shall be my people. And I will be their Elohim, and they will return unto me with their whole heart. That wasn't what I wanted either. Because he made a mention that he would give them what? One heart, one way. Jeremiah 32. That came in my mind next. 32 and 37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries whither I have driven them in my anger, in my fury. Give me one more correlation to what, sir? So I can know what you linking it to. And in great wrath, and I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. And they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. And I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their sons after them. Now notice, right? He said that he's praying that they have what? That they be one, even as they are. If you have one heart and one way, if you have one heart, what do you have? What does led mean? The mind. So you have one mind. So that's why when you hear people in modern times, and especially sadly, when I hear women who say they in the word say this, that wives and husbands are supposed to submit to each other. If you're submitting to each other, that means you have dueling minds. See, there can't be two minds. It has to only be one. Somebody has to be following someone else. Someone has to be leading and someone has to be following. If the man ain't the leader, then the woman is the leader. That means the man is going to have the woman's mind. There is no two separate minds coming together as one, but the minds are going in two different directions. That, my friends, is a double-minded in the household. See, that's what individuals don't want to deal with. If you're going to serve, how you think you're going to serve Yahuah and think you're going to have a mind contrary to his? How is that going to work? That means you're not following him. That means you're following your own agenda and trying to include him into what you're doing. See, you got to get down with his program. You have to get down with what he's doing. That's the only way that it's going to work. One person has to be dominant and lead, and the other person has to be submissive and follow. That's the only way that that's going to work. And see, it can't work in the opposite framework of the woman being dominant and the man being submissive, because over time, the woman is going to lose respect for the man for being submissive. So that does not work. Everybody knows it doesn't work, but they propagate it as if by some rhyme or reason, human beings are going to go against how they are naturally wired. A man is not naturally wired to be submissive and follow a woman. A woman is not naturally wired to be aggressive and masculine and lead a man. Not made that way. What it is it's self-centeredness. You really just want to do what you want to do. That's what he told the whole last night. That's what that boy Kat told the whole last night. She was talking about she was 26 years old and had a child by herself. And when he got into it, he said, well, why did you have a baby with this man? She said, I was obsessed with him. I just wanted to be with him. So you didn't care nothing about your child. You cared about yourself. See, this is the reason when you sit down and you have conversations with people that you have to ask. See, most of y'all, when y'all talk to people, you don't ask questions that would make this person uncomfortable so that you can actually really get an understanding of what's going on. Y'all just go along with what people say. You know what I'm saying? But when that's quite obvious. If I ask you, okay, you had a baby, why you ain't married a dude? And then you come with the response. So you were just concerned with yourself and the baby is collateral damage. Now you have a collateral damage baby. Because you were only concerned with yourself with a nigga who did not even want you. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. Dudes end up with kids and you end up having kids because you was reckless with your penis. Now you've inseminated a woman who you ain't even really have no business penetrating. You should have told her, no, I don't want your vagina. I'll pass. You know what I'm saying? Now you like this here. Now you're looking sick in the face. Because you know what usually happens with a dude who impregnates a woman who he didn't want to impregnate? You were in a submissive position. 9 times out of 10, you were following this woman. You were chasing after this woman. You were constantly validating this woman and putting this woman above what you wanted to do. And you got a baby from someone who you didn't want to have a child with. You know what I'm saying? And that's being selfish. And most of our people don't want to have those conversations that I was being selfish and now I have made a life-altering decision. See, it's like this here, selling dope. Niggas know when they be like, yeah, man, I'm doing it for my family. Yeah, you might say that, but you being selfish. Because if you were doing it for your family, you wouldn't put yourself at risk of being murdered or incarcerated for an extended period of time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they may have a factor in it, but at the end of the day, that is a selfish decision. Niggas know it. They just not going to say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at, you ain't the only one going to have to go do that bid, or if you go to that graveyard, you're not the only person that's going to affect. Most people don't weigh that out when they make a decision. So you have to look at that when you make decisions. Your decisions don't just affect you. It affects the people who benefit from your presence. Let's look at this Genesis 3:22, Brother Reynolds put up here. Okay, he was talking about that. No, we don't need that. No, what we talking about right now. What was that? John 17 still. Let's drop down some more. Look at verse 14. I have given them your word. The world have hated them because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that you should take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through your truth. Your word is truth. And even as I sent them into the world, even so have I also sent them, as you have sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they might be sanctified through the truth. So what does this mean? You look at Acts 26 to tell you how you can be sanctified to receive the inheritance of those who are sanctified by the faith that is in him. He that sanctified, for he that sanctified all are one, for which cause he might is not ashamed to call them brethren. It's no different than going back in the beginning, and they shall be one flesh, because it's the sanctification. This is what he prayed for, that the Father would accept. A sanctification for those who have set themselves apart by the faithfulness of Elohim, going back to what we were talking about last night. And then, of course, he continued reiterating that they may be one with him as the Son is one with the Father. What did we kept looking at last night for about a couple minutes? He said, you don't believe on me, but believe on who? The person who sent him. So that means that the son had one mind with the father. There was not divergent conflicts going on. The son was in full submission to the will of his father. See, that's the thing. You can't have a successful unit and everybody is not on the same page. That means if you know that this person is leading, then that's just what it is. You're gonna have to follow them. And see, this is, there's another mistake that most women make in this society. They get with men whose decision making they don't trust, and then complain about the decision making that they did not trust. That means, ma'am, you are the definition of a jackass and a dummy. Because why would you affiliate yourself over a long-term period of time with someone whose decision-making and judgment of whom you question? Indeed, Saran, a house divided cannot stand. Why would you do that? And then you think that somebody want to sit here and listen to you complain and nitpick about every choice and decision that they make. That's why the book tell you it's better for you to dwell on the rooftop than a house with a contentious and brawling woman. Because don't nobody want to hear all that. Don't nobody want to hear all that. But you know why a lot of women in this society used to doing that? Because you're used to dealing with beta male scent manginas. You're used to dealing with the weakest of niggas who let you run over them, who go for everything that you say, and you've become accustomed to it. Ain't nobody got time for that. How would you ladies feel if somebody questioned every thought and decision that you made? Unsolicited. Because you know what ends up happening? You know what y'all would want? You know what y'all wouldn't want a nigga to do if you had to do all that? Well, since you can do it better, you do it then. And I'll stay to the house and take care of the kids. You go out here and do it then. How many of you be ready to jump down for that one? I don't care about what the man doing for a living. If you got a problem with his decision-making and thought process, then you switch places with him and you go out here and do it. If you can do it better. Because it's already been proven, and we didn't have a conversation before, and I know Derek put up that last night. It's already been proven that men raise kids better than women do. That's already been proven. That's known. So it ain't going to be no, he ain't going to be able to handle them kids. Shoot, you going to come in. Y'all be knowing, because y'all be like, them kids be driving y'all crazy. They be in there with their dad, and they quiet. And you wondering, well, what's going on? Why you got them like that? It ain't hard. Y'all niggas get frustrated. I've been telling you this here. I don't know how y'all get frustrated with somebody who just literally learned how to stop doodling on themselves. I don't even know how somebody you had to teach how to read let you frustrate you. You the reason why they breathe. You the reason why they know how to read. You feed them food. What that nigga say? My mama, she give me food. She give me sleeps. I don't know how in the world y'all let them children stress you out. Unless he out here breaking in people's houses and robbing and all, I could get that because you wondering what's going to happen to him. But stress you out in the house? Shoot, you better find that nigga something to do. Better put that nigga to work. Better get that nigga a book. Some of y'all got backyards. Send him out there and let him run. Run till they get tired and fall out. Say, Mom, I want to come in the house. I'm thirsty. It's a water hose in the back. See, that's y'all from a different time. See, y'all, just like you say, y'all saw. Because women about doing, the mothers 30, 40 years ago, water hosing. Some of y'all got did like that. How many times your mama, your grandma told you, you got to get that water out of that water hose. You ain't coming back in this house. Oh, your grandma ain't do you like that? That's why you messed up now.
Give you that $1? Honey dripper lady.
Honey dripper lady.
Water hose.
Water hose. Don't come back in my house. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm doubting if you got the boo-boo or not. I'm going to have to make sure. Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to give you a couple dollars. They're going to send you out that door. Say what?
Well, I ain't do girls like that. I mean, right to the weekend. I ain't never thought about that.
But y'all come from a different group of mothers. Y'all mamas then was soft. Your grandma ain't no better. You done told me about your grandma. She would try. When you got it, that means you was still a child.
I had a bad one day.
These are
Soft.
That's all. Well, I don't know. Most times I've been.
Bro, that's for real. He say he never looked at it as raising them better than the woman. Because he can attest that with him, the children are much more calm and obedient. But you know why we should know this? Because what did we just read last night? Who's supposed to give the children the truth? Who taught Yahushua? Who Yahushua taught? Men. And who they always want to train? Mary Magdalene. Y'all, all these men he had rolling with him, and you want to tell me about one woman? Or his mom. I know that's right, Troy. You ain't lying. That water out the spigot real good when you're hot and thirsty. Now I'm just saying it's a different generation because them older black women, well, they ain't play none of them games. I ain't never heard no older black woman be around here talking about they stressed with children like I hear these girls be stressed now. They like this here, boy. Grandma almost got enough respect in the house as daddy did, boy. Nigga, no, boy. Grandma gonna beat something, boy. Can't sit on grandma furniture. That ain't sitting furniture. But now that one there, I ain't with all that. Because as a man in my house, boy, I be damned I can't sit somewhere in my house. Well, you niggas sit where you want to sit. Well, I pay for this house. Talking about you can't. Grandma said we can't sit in here. Nigga, sit down on that couch. Nigga, get you a beverage. Boy, kick your feet up. Give a damn what your grandma say. Who house this is? And see, I ain't saying all that and be like, oh, son, I ain't tell you to sit over there. Just look her dead in the face, and run my bath water. I'll meet you later. Straight up, I don't want to take a shower today. I want to take a bath. I want to bathe. Put some beads in there too. Bath beads. I already got one. No, I got that brush. I got that brush for your back. Scrub your back. But nah, y'all, nah, that's real talk though. You got grown niggas. Oh yeah. Yeah. That nigga don't watch.
A lot of soap.
That nigga say, Saran say his uncles told me his grandma was scary. 5 feet. And they say she used weapons. Oh man, but see, you can't be salty because see, y'all get that nurture and stuff. That's my baby. See, y'all ain't from that different time. Them grandmas who raised these niggas from the 70s, 80s, they carry pistols in their bra, knives in their purse. You know what I'm saying? Ain't be like, oh, we grandmas, we don't whoop the churn. They beat all churn.
That's what I hate the most.
They beat all churn. They beat them. They sat back and look at it. Oh no, I'm beating you, boy. And I'm telling your mama so she can beat you too. Y'all soft out here. They just driving me crazy. Y'all calling niggas to tell them the kid driving them crazy instead of knocking him in the next week. Nah, that's a 3 for 3. You 3 for 3 from the line. Come on back to Psalm 130. Yeah, you got to knock them churn out. And I say knock them in. You ain't always got to whoop them, but boy, they ain't supposed to be running you though. Psalms 130 and 3. Yeah, them children ain't supposed to be running. Sean say my grandma was born in 1918. Straight violence when you got out of line. Well, she was born in 1918. That's a different one. That's a different one. See, you nigga born in the 90s, y'all soft. Y'all soft. Y'all talking about you need breaks and you're tired and the kids driving you crazy. You're lazy and you're soft. Straight up. That's gonna get what it is. Well, I've seen the decline and I ain't before that. I seen the decline, boy. Y'all niggas soft and lazy. Boy, I never heard women talking about they needed a break till the 2000s.
Come here.
Never.
Put that food in the trash.
Psalms 130 and 3, this should be an easy one for you. If Yahuah should mark iniquity, O Lord, who shall stand? What does this correlate to? Come here, bird. Come on, bird. Come on, bird. Come over here and come get you some. Come over here and come get you some. Whoop. 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 Ooh. Ooh. You just gonna let a nigga hit you? Ooh. Ooh. Don't sit down, boy. That hurt my hip.
Sit down right now.
Huh? What y'all think that verse 2 go to? Y'all should know what it is. What you crying for? That goes with the adulterous woman. What happened with the adulterous woman, Monica? Because he told him to sit down. Who in here knows what happened with the adulterous woman? This Psalms 130:3 goes with the adulterous woman. If Yahuah should mark iniquity, O Lord, who shall stand? What happened with the adulterous woman in John? Now you crying. Well, you be capped out. Don't nobody believe you. Your mama probably the only person you believe you. And that's because she's just inexperienced. See, because look at you right now. You trying to conjure up some phony emotion and you can't get it out. What you should do? Shoot, I need that, John. You want what you want, bro?
Your phone ain't even charged.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This thing, my phone don't be charging.
I need to get 15.
Nah, she got a rapid charge. You gonna have to plug that up over there. Yeah, she got rapid charge. She got rapid charge. 10 minutes, that junk will be on 25.
There you go.
Be cool, honey bunny. Be cool. Yeah, see, you know I know you be capping. You know I know. Indeed, let's look at it. John 8, because I'm already in John. We'll run right through it real quick. 8:1. But for man, sit on down somewhere, boy. If you eating food, you need to eat that in the kitchen. Don't mind if I do. John 8:1, Yahushua went out in the Mount of Olives. It was early in the morning. He came again into the temple. All the people came unto him and sat down, and he taught them. Scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. When they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. What say you? This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yahushua stooped down with his finger and wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. That as though he heard them not is not there. Just says he wrote on the ground. No need to even add all that. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone. See, this is him right here. If he was to mark iniquity, mark is samar. That is to give heed to watch, to observe, to keep with bounds. As he was to observe every form of iniquity, nobody would stand. Yeah, both of them needed to be there, but we ain't going to focus on that point. He focused on the point that if he was to keep, even if both of them wasn't there or not, she's still supposed to die. Because, yeah, both of them supposed to be there, but both of them not being there is not what got her spared. She's still supposed to die. They caught her getting her back broke. You know what I'm saying? And if that means if she was committing adultery, that means that she was sleeping with someone other than her husband. Because we didn't have that conversation before. You ain't got to like it. But a man can talk to as many women as he so chooses. I wouldn't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I wouldn't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? But you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? And I told you before, a man cannot commit adultery if that is not another man's wife. He would just be whoremongering. Slut maker. Fornicating, if you will. He can't commit adultery by going and having sex with another person. The only way that he can do that is if you put your wife away and then act like you out here on the open market. Because he already told you that. He told you that in Mark. You'd be committing adultery. if you went and married somebody else. Most of y'all know that when they got your marriage license, they asked you that. Been married before? I don't want to even know. I don't even know what the relevance. Yes, ma'am.
Come on. Get up. Let's go.
I mean, a man can do whatever he wants to do. There's nothing to elaborate on. He can do whatever he wants to do. As long as he hasn't violated the tenets of Yahuah or broken righteousness, he can do whatever he wants to do. I don't recommend it. No. I don't know what y'all call playing games. What does that mean? I mean, what do you call playing games? Everything what? What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
That's not detailed.
I mean, the reason I'm saying is that we're adults here. So if you're making an assertion, we have to be specific.
I guess you a man can do whatever he wants without.
Reason why I say a man can do what he wants, a man does not have to run anything by his woman to validate what he is doing. He does not answer to you. He does not have to clear things with you. He doesn't have to ask you for your opinion. He doesn't need your input. If he chooses to do so, now you have to understand something. This is not a universal thing because you got some men, they don't run nothing past their wife. I do what I want to do. And you can get down with it or you don't. You have some men who do. So what it comes down to is this. You have to know, as a man, you got to be upfront on what type of time you on and allow that woman to choose if she wants to roll with that or not. See, that's the best way to do that. Because at the end of the day, you can jump, clap, and scream about why you doing this or why you doing that. But just like I told you yesterday, you going to leave and you going to be by yourself. You can be replaced. You're not going to replace that man. You're not going to replace him. Especially y'all got kids. So ain't nobody jumping over their back to come in and make a woman with 3-4 kids a housewife of another nigga kids. Because ask yourself, all y'all housewives, right? Do you think another nigga gonna make you a housewife with another nigga kids? What type of man is gonna come in and say, you got 3 kids, I'll let you stay at home and not work while I go out here and work to take care of another nigga kid? I mean, he can talk to, what I'm saying is can. But listen, can. That means he can do whatever he wants to do. Whether he chooses to do it or not, that's on him. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, I know, because y'all get possessive and emotional and jealous. And you go to thinking in your mind, what, is she better than me? And this, that, then, the third. But see, instead of worrying about is the woman better than him, you should actually be doing something to where it would be to the point he wouldn't want to converse with another woman. See, y'all get it backwards. Y'all be worrying about why is he doing it instead of making yourself so valuable that he wouldn't want to. See, that's what you made himself so valuable. That's why he told you that in Deuteronomy. You ain't got to use no necromancy. You ain't got to use no divination. You ain't got to do none of that because you got me. So I'm so valuable, you should not need to go talk to another God. For what? See, we get the game twisted. You focusing on why is he doing this, why is he doing that, versus making yourself so indispensable that nigga I ain't got time to think about talking to somebody else because my wife can feel every bit of usefulness that I need and desire. See, the reason why y'all don't know that because your mammies ain't tell you that. Your mammies told you, don't let no man do you like this here. Don't you rely on no man. They didn't teach you to make yourself indispensable to a man. That's what your husband said. Tell him again. I said, your husband said something. No. I'm talking to her husband, not to her. He said, y'all ain't tuned in.
Go watch it tonight.
Darren say, watch it on replay.
Go back in this.
About an hour and 20.
That nigga said, "What's the mile mark?"
That
nigga said, "What's the mile mark?"
DOT. What's the time stamp?
Time stamp.
I ain't saying that to be fun. I'm just using that as a reference. Like I said, I don't recommend it. Cause shoot, nigga, I'm gonna tell you, the average man don't want to talk to his woman, much less 3-4. Y'all laughing, looking crazy. Nigga just suffer the conversation. Nigga don't really want to talk to you. Ain't none of these brothers gonna say it out loud, cause half the time be like, shoot, he ain't lying. I just be want to do what I want to do, but I gotta give her a little time. Cause most of y'all just be babbling. You know you be babbling. Cause we know you clinging. Don't leave me.
Oh man.
I love
Just going to Alabama. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it makes sense. End of the world. In the back.
that nigga say she just pointed at D talking about she know you just about to have a conniption. He going to Alabama. Is she coming back? Is she coming back? I need you to come back. It's overnight. Who gonna sleep in the bed with me? You know I don't do well by myself. You know what? That's how you're supposed to be, because you got things to do. You texting this man every 30 seconds. Can the man listen to the music on this song? Every time he trying to get into the song, he ain't go. Beat. Now he got to restart. You know what I'm saying? He trying to vibe, and here you go interrupting the song. He can't even vibe. You just text the man at 6:22. It's 6:27. Are you sure you're okay? Do you want to FaceTime me? He said he give you a B this time. We know you used to be in the D+ range.
Yeah, that's 80.
He gave you a B+, you're in the 80, 85 range.
Before I left.
He said this time your behavior on him leaving, he said you was in a B+.
Oh,
Right, this here, don't leave me, please. I love you. You got separation anxiety? That nigga got real country just then, didn't he? That's a good. Where you from, Mississippi? Y'all like this here. He walk out the door. Y'all think he ain't never coming back.
no, I think he's coming back. It was just when he said he was staying the night in Alabama.
Never been away from you that long. You talking like he came out your womb.
But yeah, that was 18 years before you met.
John 8:7. This nigga here nasty. But all jokes aside, all seriousness though, that first part of mentioning that, it was to lead to the point of make yourself valuable. Because at the end of the day, I'm be honest with you, unless a man has made his mind up that he wants to be polygynous, dudes don't really be wanting to talk to all no type of women, boy. Y'all aggravate. You know what I'm saying? You don't try to do it on purpose. I'm talking about, especially if you take 2, 3, because you have to talk about juggling the mental and emotional gymnastics of one woman, much less 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? That's exhausting in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, right, in this society, they got y'all more focused on you worrying about what he doing. If you do what the man desire you to do, you ain't got to worry about no other. See, that's the thing here. Y'all lazy. And Kevin Samuel mentioned this all the time. Y'all don't want to compete no way. You just been told how to get a nigga. You ain't been told how to keep one. You got to know how to keep one. Because you can get a man with vagina. But you got to know how to keep one.
Experience runs out.
The vagina, because after a while he done hit it and flipped it and skipped it and done everything he could do to it. Everything lawful with it. So you gonna have to do something more to keep it. See, they don't teach young women that no more. See, that's the difference between your grandma, because your grandma was gonna tell you, baby, you gotta know how to keep that man, baby. Your mama told you how to keep a man. What about your mama? I know Trina ain't tell you none of that.
I get lawful. See, you get lawful tonight, huh? Who's like, that boy got the white.
She did. Shoot. That might have been more so shoot. Boss was like, shoot, I'm here now.
Yeah, like
Huh? Lisa, your mama told you how to keep a man? Huh? Any of y'all ladies, y'all saw that? You over there doing hair? I ain't even know how you knew how to do no hair. Your mama taught you how to keep a man? Oh, so that's why y'all halfway crazy.
I keep gonna run you halfway crazy.
There's a difference. I'm telling you, like this here. Did they tell y'all how to get a man? What she told you? Show a little thigh, a little cleavage? Huh? What you said? Sound like you around here with some hoe talk.
Sound like hoe talk. That's all we're talking about these days.
Well, what you gave? You just gave some Ronnie Ho quotes.
Sure though.
You look at that boy on 28.
That's all they talk. Oh, I'm on 28. I work. This will rock me out for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's rapping. German Shepherd. Y'all ain't no German Shepherds in here. Well, let me show you. She said Titus, let me go on and grab it for you. Come over here to the epistle of Titus now for the ladies. See, that's the only thing. See, we ain't got no older ladies to tell it to you, but I'll tell you happy behind what you need to do. But y'all don't listen to me. Y'all think I just be being mean. I tell you what to do. I can tell you what the old ladies tell you to do. Keep his belly full and his testicles empty. And your mouth closed. And you'll have a happy man. He ain't going to go nowhere. That's what the old ladies going to tell you. Y'all think I'm playing? Go find you a lady about 70 plus. I guarantee you, boy, she been married a long time. That's what she going to tell you. She going to tell you, close your mouth, empty his balls, keep his belly full. He ain't going nowhere. Titus 2:1. I'm telling you, that with my old lady, I done heard, well, it was a chick because she was raised by a grandma. Now, she a stone cold slut now. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm talking about that nigga got a pack. Multiple men, multiple babies. 5-pack. 5 for 5 from the line, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? But one thing she said, boy, I'm going to give my man coochie every time he want it. Because she said, I ain't going to give another woman opportunity to give him that because I said no. She had enough sense to know that. She didn't know how to do nothing else, but she knew that. That's all she had. She ain't had nothing else. Titus 2:1. Say, but speak you things which become healthy doctrine. Remember, sound is healthy. Let us ask yourself this question in the world right now, more specifically amongst our people. Are our people getting healthy teachings? Whether they are godliness or not, they're not getting healthy teachings. He said that you should speak things that are of healthy teaching. That's all this stuff that I'm mentioning on the natural stuff. Like I said, y'all will get focused on. He said they can talk to as many women as they want. At the end of the day, why would you care who he was talking to? You should only be concerned with two things: where he put his meat at and where he put his money at. Because if he put his money where you at, then he don't give a damn about the other women. I done told you that before. A man shows his love by who he put his resources on. See, that's the difference. See, y'all show y'all love by who you'll give your body to, who you'll give your emotions to. I just heard a woman say that at the end of the day, they want men to love and behave like women. Men show they love by who they give their resources to. Only simps give their resources to every woman who comes by. See, remember Yahuah told you what? Greater love have no man than this, that a man do what? But then in 2 Corinthians, what did he tell you? That Yahuah made himself poor that you might be made what? Rich. So that means he showed who he loved because he gave his resources to Yasharal. A man shows his love by who he give his resources to. Men don't take care of women they don't care about. And y'all know this because some of y'all have either been involved or have seen men who wouldn't give you a Russian nickel. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about taking you out on no date. Screw a date. I'm talking about this man is not going to expend any resources on you. Because where he put his resources at, that means that's the main chick. That's the one he care about the most. See, y'all look at it as, if I had a conversation with a man, that mean I must like that man. That nigga had a conversation with a woman because he put that funky hoe to work. Don't even care nothing about this woman. So Saran say when she up and leaves you, you be telling her I don't want my money going on you, just my children. Because that's the end of the day. Because that's right. When she dip, you don't want your resources going on her no more. Because you chose to leave because you said my love was not sufficient. You just wanted my resources. See, you have to understand that a man does not love like women love. Men do not attach love and interest to conversation. You do. Because if you're conversing with a man, you're contemplating, am I going to give him some coochie? The wind can blow, and that man going to knock that woman back down, and he ain't got to like nothing about it. Once he has ejaculated, he is out. I'm just trying to let y'all know the difference between the genders. Because y'all equate how, just the same way I told y'all that men ain't getting no booty out here. Y'all think men getting booty because it's easy for y'all to get penis. So y'all equate the easiness it is for you to have sex that it's easy for men to have sex. And it is not. Because men have to put in work to have sex. He just can't step out the door and say, I know somebody going to give me some coochie today. No, that's not how that happens. Mm-mm. You have to be a certain type of dude to be able to do that. The average dude is not doing that. Like we already told you, y'all can look this up yourself. Of the 80% of black children are from 18% of the men. Do you understand that is a skewed ratio? That means out of 80%, 8 out of 10 kids is from 2 out of 10 dudes. That means women having kids by the same dudes.
Facts.
I'm talking about multiple women got kids from the same dudes. It's not no, that's why the narrative of black men don't take care of their kids is false. You hoes having kids from the trash can of the trash canians.
Yeah, that's the point. The trash niggas is fishing for the trash hoes.
But nah, it don't even be the trash. Because if you got 80% of the kids, that means a mass majority of the women, whether they up here, in the middle, at the bottom, are sharing the same dude. Sharing the same dude. Now you sit there and ask yourself, how is that even possible that 80% of the kids is only from 18% of the men? So what happened to the other 82% of the men? That means they dry.
Child is in the middle class.
And then that's if you take out the married. When you take out the married, that means the number goes lower. So that means it's a mass majority of women. How many dudes you know around here talking about they got kids from 4, 5, 6 different women?
Niggas with baby mamas got a bunch of, like you say, different women.
Different women. It's ugly out here.
Only niggas
and the Lord don't like it.
Kids from the woman is married.
And the Lord don't like it. Come on, y'all. Titus 2-1, man. It is what it is, man. It's hard reality. But see, we talking about this here because at the end of the day, we got babies in here.
My brother 3 for 2.
Not praise it. Let's look and see. 5 baby mamas, ho. I move on easily. Look at this nigga. This nigga got 5 kids, 5 baby mama. This what you having children with. Like this here. That ain't nobody to be breeding with.
That's a mess. But the average woman is going for that type of nigga because they know they can't do nothing.
Man, the average woman going for whatever they can get, to be told.
That's true. And that's about all they can get.
That's all about all they can get. These whole thing, they got all these jobs in the because
I'm not interested in it. Too busy. Well, you know that.
She don't want to leave this comment.
Come on, man. Title 2 and 2. I don't even want to talk about these Babbage hoes no more. Because you got to be a Babbage woman to lay down with a dude once he tell you he got 4 kids from 4 different women. You supposed to have more respect for your vagina and just move on.
You're going to be number 5.
You're going to be number 5. That was this chick got mad with talking about a dude about Future. He was like, so you mean to tell me after the 6th baby mama, you decided you were going to be number 7?
Exactly.
And that'd be another thing too. I think he got something because he got all the kids.
Well, now they know he got a son. Most of the time, the worst one, and then I'll leave it alone. The worst one is the hoe, because you's a dumb hoe to get with a nigga and have a baby with a nigga, and the nigga has expressed that he ain't taking care of the kids he already got.
And you acknowledge that
Hey, what the chick said last night? I only called her last night on Kevin saying she was like, yeah, I thought he was going to have a baby with him. I was going to wing him and keep him.
That's what she said too.
He didn't cut her right off after that. Yep.
You stupid. Say, I thought after I had the baby, he'll stay in. I don't know how that worked. Titus 2:2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, charity, and faith. Listen what it say. That the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming being set apart. Not false accusers. You know the biggest problem that a lot of women do is they falsely accuse men of things that they have no not direct knowledge of. You accuse men of things that you think he might be doing. Not that you know that he's doing, that you think he might be doing. Or you think a woman is doing. You don't false accuse anybody. If you ain't got no evidence, keep your mouth closed. Don't talk to nobody about what you think they might be doing, what you feel they might be doing. Maybe that's chaos, confusion, and destruction. Don't you know what Proverbs 14:1 say? Say a wise woman build a house and a foolish woman pluck it down. That's all Kevin Samuel be talking about when he calling women home wreckers. You're a foolish woman because you're destroying your house. You can't be no wise woman and you bringing chaos and destruction in your house. You's a fool. That's what Yahuah say. That's not my personal opinion. Because he said a wise woman build her house up. That means she's going to do everything possible to bring to pass the vision of the man whose house she is in. Does that not sound familiar? That without a vision, the people perish. And that the people ought to take hold of the vision. We just read it last night. To be able to do what? To build his house, because he that wins souls is wise. Oh, no, because we're supposed to be wise master builders if you're teaching the word. So you're supposed to be that wise woman who's built. But see, that's another conversation for another day. And what do foolish women do? They pluck the house down by living contrary to the word, by teaching contrary to the word, and overthrowing the faith of many. Who falling out?
Stretched out.
Lil Joe fell out?
Stretched out.
Shoot. Dragon across the floor.
Yeah,
I know that boy ain't doing nothing crazy. He said, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. That's all he needs. Listen what he says, that they may teach the young women to be sober. To do what? To love their husbands. And not sober, like sober, you ain't been drinking sober. Because he already told you ain't supposed to be, because guess what? As a woman, you ain't supposed to be around here getting drunk. No way. That's not feminine. You around here, some of y'all done been drunk before in public. Shoes off. That's right, shoes off. Going behind somewhere, peeing outside. Talking about you got to pat it dry.
that nigga said, pat it right.
They know that. How many of y'all done sat out? How many of y'all done peed in the parking lot because you were drunk, couldn't get to the bathroom?
Pat it dry.
No, you don't hide. You know you done it. Don't hide. She trying to hide and duck off and use the baby as a shield.
Pat it dry.
What does sober mean, y'all? To moderate the control.
That's a little
Self-discipline.
A little temperance, bro.
The older women are supposed to teach young women how to be self-disciplined. To love their husbands. To love their children. To be discreet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Watch out now.
No thighs. I don't need to see your kneecaps.
Watch out now.
Don't need to see no titty splits. I don't need to see your birth canal. That's it. That's what that boy said. That's it. Grandma, how long you wait to get old to become a whore? That's it.
That's it.
What does it mean to be discreet? To curb your desires and impulses. Also, again, to be self-controlled. Discreetness ain't mean to be discreet and cover up. Learn how to control yourself. He say to be chaste. Hold on. What's chaste? You know what it is. Pure from every fault. Immaculate. Clean.
Immaculate. I like that one.
Pure from carnality.
That was immaculate.
Immaculate.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That's what that boy said. That's amazing.
Immaculate.
What does it mean to be a keeper at home? Caring for your house, working at home, the keeper of the house, taking care of household affairs, a domestic. You know that what he told them boys when he wrote to Timothy, that the woman keep the house so she ain't a busybody. I've been told you that. Your old lady shouldn't have no time talking about she got some free time. Better put that nigga to work. Better get some marketing flyer, tell her put the children in the car seat and drop them off. Better do something. That's what you ought to be teaching your young daughters right now. That's what y'all supposed to be doing. Baby, you need to learn how to control yourself. You need to learn how to keep the house. That's why we were talking about that earlier. Give her a mop. Show her how to use it. Get up there and get her a stool. Let her wash them dishes. She better learn how to cook. Guess what? In the old school, shoot, y'all, them children, these little girls would already be in training on how to make biscuits from scratch. Fresh biscuits, too. Sprinkle with a little bit of love. You know what I'm talking about? But also, they tell you to love your children. Guess what that referring to? Mama's cooking. Like brother be talking about. Ain't it though? Because if you, how you like this here, man? How you ain't gonna love your children? How you ain't gonna love your husband? Oh man, Troy said, that buttermilk. The buttermilk biscuit do be hitting, boy. Straight from the dough. They be warm too. Like this here good grape jelly. He be complaining, you put too much jelly on the biscuits. I don't put enough.
Never enough jelly.
Never enough jelly. You know what I'm saying?
Need some jam.
Need some jam.
Never enough jam, baby.
We let it what?
Never enough jelly, baby.
Straight up. To be good and obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Elohim be not blasphemed. So when a man has a woman who does not love him, does not love her children, is not obedient to him, is not chaste, does not keep that house, you blaspheming the word of Elohim. Oh, that's ugly. It ain't good. Back to John 8. It ain't good. We living in a dastardly time. That's why, and you know what the sad part is? Is the stuff that I'm mentioning ain't even that hard. And I guarantee you to make your life it's exponentially better. Because men don't mind doing stuff for feminine women. Men don't mind doing things for women who serve. It's the entitled, selfish women that men don't have a desire to do anything for. And guess what that equals to? You guessed it, pride. And guess what Yahuah do? Resisteth the proud, and he give grace, he give mercy unto the humble. That's why he talk about that virtuous woman. That's why the virtuous woman is spoke about so glowingly. Because she's a humble woman. Everything that you just seen in Titus, it describes the virtuous woman, which is the strong woman, which is the woman who trusts in Yahuah. Because if she got strength, she trusts in Yahuah. See, that's what sets it apart. But we don't like to deal with that. But of course, y'all know what happened with this woman here in John 8. Oh, not in the right spot. And he said he stooped. This is John 8:8. Again, he stooped and wrote on the ground, and they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. And when Yahushua lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are your accusers? Have no man condemned you? She said, No man, Lord. Yahushua said unto her, Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. And what does that equate to? Verse 4 in Psalms 130. There's forgiveness with you that you might be feared. See, he doesn't mark every iniquity or keep or observe every sin, because there's forgiveness with him that you might give him the respect that he is due.
Talk that talk.
Go back what he said.
Talk that talk.
2 debtors, 105.
Yeah, 105 pence, another, and he say, and which one will love him the most? He said the one who he forgave the most. That's definitely goes to that. Let's go on and look at it for the people who don't know. Luke chapter 7.
Get it for the people.
Jeremiah Jane Bird. Lay it down. Boy, you know this nigga was clowning last night? Boy, that nigga was on there rapping MJG. That nigga was clowning. They say, lay it down. You hoes, lay it down. That nigga went to spit. That nigga said, don't let these suits fool you, nigga. That nigga say, run up on me if you want it, nigga. I'm 6'4", 220, nigga. You gonna catch a fade.
But that didn't sound triple black belt. That nigga said he dropped.
Oh, I remember doing it. Dude, he didn't invite him to a fight.
Yeah.
Set it up. He was on the phone.
7 and 36. Luke said, he was like this. He said, boy, I want to play the song, but I'm gonna get a copyright strike. That nigga said, I ain't got no problem with the pimps. You know, the pimp do their thing. He said, but I be with the players. He said, you see all this here, the fragrances and the incense, nigga. That nigga say, nigga, that's that player stuff, nigga. I said, what this nigga a fool? But I just had me tripping because, nigga, we used to be around here bumping MJ, 8-ball and MJG. That boy like this here, lay it down, lay it down. You hold, lay it down. I said, what the boy? Huh? He
definitely older.
He older. He just didn't strike 12.
Don't even spend my age.
No, that nigga old. Like, him like old like that. No.
Oh, no, definitely. He's like my daddy age. 50, almost 60.
I just said I ain't expect him to be a partaker in 8-ball and everything.
Dude, he don't look like that. He definitely look how old he is.
He keep himself clean like that.
7 and 36, Luke though. No, that boy 52. He did make it different though, because he was like, that's where it came from, player hating. He say them old broke bum niggas, they always got a problem with the players. I mean, the player and the pimp, they're two different things though. Because you know the player stay, because he ain't lying, the player do stay fresh. They stay dapper, they stay clean, they stay smelling good. You know the pimps, they flashy. You need to flash, you know what I'm saying? Get that, you know what I'm talking about, so you can get that stash. That's a little different.
It's a little different. Players be taking the hoes too though.
Yeah, you got player be, but see, they don't want the hoe. They just want to have sex with them. They don't want to keep them. You know, they're prostitutes.
Right, that's what he's saying.
They pick up and
Players
drop off.
letting the whole shit.
Yeah,
I can see why the players
No, he wasn't saying the pimps hate the players. He was like, dusty dudes. Yeah, he said that's where the term player hater come from. Niggas hate the player because the player's smooth. They sliding off with your chick.
Hate the player. Hate the game.
Hate the game. Luke 7:36. And one of the Pharisees desired that he would eat with him. He went into the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Yahuah sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment. She stood at his feet behind him weeping and began to wash his feet with tears and did wipe them with the hairs of her head and kissed his feet and anointed them with ointment. Now when the Pharisees which had bidden him saw it, they spake within themselves, saying, this man, if he were a prophet, would have known what manner of woman this is that touch him, for she is a sinner. Yahuah answering said unto him, Simon, I have somewhat to say to you. He said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. One owed 500 pence, the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, frankly, he forgave them both. Tell me, therefore, which of them will love him most? Simon answered and said, I suppose to whom he forgave most. He said unto him, you have rightly judged. He turned to the woman and said unto Simon, see you this woman? I entered into your house, into your house. You gave me no water for my feet, but she washed my feet with her tears and wiped them with the hairs of her head. You gave me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, have not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil you did not anoint, but this woman have anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto you, her sins which are many are forgiven, for she have loved much. To whom little is forgiven, the same love little. See, there's a difference because see, love is an action. But see, you know why you got the number one. What's the number one thing you would think besides trust and respect that you would need to show somebody that you had love for them from a woman's perspective? Because men and women love differently. So for you to sit back and say that you're going to love your husband, what would he have to display that would move you to have the inward thought in your mind to say, I'm going to love this nigga? Huh? What made you love Lil Johnny? You like how he rubbed your buns? That what it was?
Bundy.
Don't act like that man didn't rub your buns before he made you his wife.
Jay Bundy.
Well, I am.
Why you love him?
Because some women, they love their man because they like the way he has some fun by rubbing on their buns. That man said,
I'm bread.
the bread man, that boy turned Jamaican.
I'm bread man.
That boy turned Jamaican.
I can do buns.
That's amazing.
I can do buns. The bread man.
It's taking you a long time to answer this question. I'll tell that lie if you listen.
Just got mad. That's be fresh on your lip.
You a newlywed, baby. You ain't even 6 months in the game.
Well, I want to say provide, but
That's all it took?
him, the way he worked and the way he moved as a man,
What does that mean?
just like going to work, doing things that I ain't see regular.
So it's just finances. That's what make you love it.
No,
That's what you just said.
I wouldn't get no money. I mean, like,
But I'm just saying, every man sitting here, that's what we heard.
no, I'm just saying his work ethic, like how hard he went, like he went hard. So I'm just like, okay,
I bet he did.
You
You set yourself up for that.
okay. That's fine.
Yeah, you know, you set the joke up, I just knock him down.
Then he continued to go harder, grind.
I look like this here, this nigga don't love me. That's how he looking. That's all you can come up with. Work ethic. That nigga said, I am a
I'm saying
fraud.
it was different from the
It was
men
different.
I talked to, who I used to be messing with.
Yeah, you were messing with drug dealers.
Yeah, okay.
That don't mean they ain't had no work ethic.
I feel like drug dealers are lazy.
Well, you feel wrong. That's because you ain't never sold drugs. Selling narcotics ain't no different than anything else. It ain't just, oh, you.
I'm saying he put in labor. He put in, like, he was working at UPS for a while.
Average drug dealer is
If you got work, you just can't sit on it.
No, what I'm saying is it's no different than any other industry. Like you have to put in, you got to grind and put in work. Just because you got drugs don't mean you're gonna make some money.
That's the point.
You still got to work. You got to actually do the same thing with any other product that is legal. And because ain't nobody gonna be like, shoot, nigga, I got crack. Everybody gonna come to me.
But I don't think it's that the work, like. It's not
I mean, when you got people who don't do.
It's like, oh yeah, bro, here, come
No.
That's what I seen. I don't know.
That's because them boys was already hustling. Before they got to that point, them boys had to be on that block, on that grind, all night, every day. Every day. I'm just telling you from personal experience. Boy, I was out there all night, every day of the week. It's a job. You clocking in. You got to clock in and clock out.
Man, I put white niggas, you niggas say, it's on the block first. Once they jump together.
Yeah, you start on the block, you get to the phone, you trapping. I done been on the block, I done been in the apartment, I done been in the hotel, I done been in the trap. I done did all of that. I done did the drop off.
You was around, they had beepers.
Yeah, they ain't had no people. What about you, Muffin? What is it about your husband that say, I'm gonna love my husband? Don't hit me with the muffin face now. Don't try to hit me with no muffin face. Because it say women ought to love their husbands. What's moving you to say, I love this man, I'm gonna serve him? That's all you got? Every time? Kalisha, it's your turn now. It's your turn now. See, I want you to look at this here because what is it? Because we've asked this question before. It's been a long time. Because what's going to move you to love you? Because he said he that loveth little. Oh, no, she going to laugh. She ain't scared.
You always get the whole session. If you got the whole session, you should be good.
Straight up and down.
Talk that talk.
Pull it up.
Come on, Kalisha. When I say love him, I ain't talking about that emotional stuff. I'm talking about what it said in Titus. Love your husband. Because remember, hold on, I want to frame it so you understand. We're talking about what we just read in Luke. It said the same that loveth much, much is forgiven. So it's something like this here that about Yahushua that motivated this woman to say, I'm going to love him much, versus somebody else who say, I'm going to love little and have little forgiven. So what moved you? Huh? He what? Didn't give up on you. Now you trying to be like you white. You ain't Caucasian. I'll allow it. What about you, Shayla? She said he didn't give up on her. He loved her through her traumas, and she didn't have to.
He chose to put her love.
He chose. She thought about that for a good 2.5 minutes. Them bifocals? I thought it was nigga focus. Say that again.
No, you gotta
You gotta come with some number hard.
Can't borrow answer.
Where he executed the plan. What plan you talking about? Envisionment, is that a word? Who else around that corner I can't see? Okay. You got anything else? Hey, y'all, sit down and be quiet. Leave her alone. Grandma, don't you start that. Come here, Grandma. Come here, Grandma. Come here.
Uh-oh. Trouble. Just now.
Don't say nothing.
Come here, Grandma. I don't know what you looking ugly for.
Don't say nothing.
What you looking ugly for? Oh, you thought you were getting reprimanded, didn't you? Yeah. What else you said now? Yeah, I didn't hear the ending part.
I didn't hear none of it.
Oh, he ain't hear none of it. He said you can start over again. What you doing? Go back on. Who over there next? There's Callie over there?
Mr. Clark.
Make sure we can hear you now, baby, because you try to act like you talk soft, but we know you from Kent Night, so we know you can get loud. Oh, Lord. I'm offended.
That boy said, I'm offended too.
Help out, ladies. Help out.
Y'all ain't gonna help y'all sister out.
Y'all need to.
Y'all ain't right.
Y'all ain't right.
Whatever on your heart, baby.
She said he a man of his word.
I haven't met a man like Stan.
And he said, word is born, son. That's what he said. That's all you got? Oh, Lord. Y'all must be over there having conversation on letting nothing what's going on. That's how you go to hell, because you're going to miss out on the test. Because I guarantee that's the point. Y'all be sitting over there talking about, hold on, what is it?
Hey, calm down.
Go ahead now, because we got one more to go. I got to roll. Why you love your husband? What moves you to love him? No emotional stuff. I don't want to hear nothing emotional. I need tangible, practical, actual.
Don't lean forward.
Bye.
All types of stuff.
Is it? Shoot, you tell me. You asking me, you telling me.
I mean, you said no emotional stuff. So
Yeah, I don't need no emotional stuff. And the reason why I mentioned why I don't need no emotional stuff, because you can't love Yahuah emotional.
No.
We don't need no Disney fairy tale love. Come on, Deidre.
Yeah, he told me kind of well, he told me say don't do
Very well then. Come. Okay then. Come on, Deidre.
Okay. Wisdom, patience, knowledge. All in one.
You ain't mentioned the frogs before.
I don't like the frogs.
One thing for certain, two things for sure. I don't care.
Yeah.
Boy,
All right, y'all. Hey, children, be quiet. Be quiet. I don't know what y'all in here talking about. Nobody don't want to hear your voice. You ain't got nothing to talk about. And you ladies need to make sure y'all govern yourselves when y'all have cross conversations, because they do it from watching y'all. Psalms 130 and 5. Oh, she done had the baby? Praise the Lord.
All my answer
Brother
was
Sean.
knowledge, wisdom, and patience. I'll throw in understanding also.
You heard him say you in the labor early.
Oh,
when he called us yesterday, he said 2.
oh, dang. Praise the Lord.
He's still on time.
Sean, out there in South Carolina. He came to your house like one time some years back.
Yeah. They want that football bitch or something.
Children, why I still hear y'all talking? Sire, you about to knock that TV down. Sit down somewhere. Psalms 130 and 5. I wait for Yahuah. My soul do wait, and in his word do I hope. My soul wait for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say more than they that watch for the morning. Let Yasharal hope in Yahuah. For with Yahuah there is what? Mercy. And with him is plenteous redemption. He shall redeem Yasharal from all his iniquities. Let's look at Deuteronomy 28, because he said with him is mercy. He'll redeem you from your iniquities. Deuteronomy 28. Let's look at verse 10. Now, I asked that aspect because of that question for a reason. I didn't ask the men for that aspect because we should be visualizing as his bride, as his body, why we love him in the same fashion that Mary showed him why he loved her, or why she loved him. That's why I said don't mention anything emotional, because emotions fade. See, as a man, if you have conversations with your woman, you should never allow her to talk about what she feels or no emotions, because those are circular conversations that never come to any type of solution or resolution. You can't resolve emotional thoughts and words. They're unresolvable. And the reason why they're unresolvable is because they're temporary. See, you can discuss the root cause of what makes you feel a particular. See, you got to get to the root of what is bringing about the feeling. See, we end up making the mistake of talking about the feeling. I don't care about the feeling because you're not going to feel this way in 8 hours or a day or 2 days or whatever the case may be. But if we could get to the root cause of the feeling, then you can resolve it to where that never happens again. That's what people don't do. That's why people run in circles, because you're not dealing with the root. Deal with the root, things go away. That's why people are miserable. People are miserable because you stay stuck in your feelings. Like we have the statement in the world, get out your feelings, but then you would have to deal with why is this person in their feelings? What is causing you to be in a continual emotional state? We know women are emotional, but that doesn't mean that they're in an emotional state 24/7. That means they're led by them. But you know what the problem is? That most of you don't want that unadulterated resolution and resolve to deal with why you feel the way that you feel. Because then that's an uncomfortable conversation that's going to pull back some uncomfortable truths. And most people don't want to do that. That's male or female. That's not exclusive to no woman. Like you mentioned trauma. You dealing with trauma. That means you're going to have to go back and look at something. It's going to be uncomfortable. Might make you shed a tear. You know what I'm saying? And that's if you're dealing with trauma that something happened to you or you just witnessed something. Like, you know, that's a trauma if you're a little child and you seen that somebody's brains get blew out their top. You know what I'm saying? That's not something you're supposed to see as a child. As a child, you ain't supposed to see your parents calling each other names, fussing and fighting and arguing and doing all that type of stuff. You ain't supposed to see that. See, just like this here, like Kwame Brown said something this morning, my mama ain't never say nothing about my daddy negative ever in my entire life. What you know what most people don't realize what that is? See, that's love. See, I love my child enough that I would never disparage their father. Like I said, I done told that before. Ain't nothing happened to me as a child. My people love me. So when this nigga go to talk about mama's cooking, I already know what he's talking about because somebody loved him. So I be mentioning these certain things so you can understand to model that a godly love, a faithful love, if you would, in front of your children, and so that you love your children. Because if you felt like you didn't get the love and attention that you desired as a child, why in the world would you deny that from your own offspring? That makes absolutely no sense. Because you know exactly why you felt the way that you felt, because your people ain't love you. But just like my homeboy from New York posted the other day, he said, when my daddy didn't love me, God did. And guess what? Y'all know that what it said in Psalm 27. That what it said. That you know that what it said in Psalm. Guess what? Yahuah love his children. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? People not loved. And when you're not loved, you behave a certain type of way. And we ain't talking about that emotional stuff. We gotta put that emotional stuff to the side. That's why a lot of women get banged up and have kids from 2-3 different niggas, because they loving niggas based on how that nigga make them feel. And not based off tangible things that he is and does. Especially outside of oh, you look your face grease.
I'm hormonal.
You ain't hormonal. You just hot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, that dude ain't pumping. Don't blame it on the baby. It's just nigga. It's nigga heat.
No, I know it's just a lot of people.
I ain't used to this. It's cold in my house. Guess what?
Well, no, what if a lot of people that we had?
That's what I'm finna say. Like your dude just like this here. I will shoot through the nigga.
Nigga undefeated with that dude, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Knock it out every time.
Knock it out every time like it ain't even on.
Nah, but we just did that dude from Shamaine.
Just a little dude from Shamaine. Just a little. Let's look at 28:8. It said, Yahuah shall command the blessing upon you in your storehouses, and in all that you set your hand unto, he shall bless you in the land which Yahuah your Elohim give you. Yahuah shall establish you as Kadash people unto himself, as he swore unto you, if you shall keep the commandments of Yahuah Elohim and walk in his ways. Remember, he swore this unto you, what we read in Jeremiah 31, and the fact that he would make a covenant with you, not according to the covenant that he made with your forefathers, But he would make a new covenant. But he said, but you're going to have to be able to be a Kadah people unto himself. 1 Peter chapter 2. 1 Peter chapter 2. I'll pick it up at 2 and 4. Two and 4. 1 Peter 2 and 4. You know, you got to sit back and really understand that of a tangible. Because everything that Yahuah do, you know, it's from heaven. So there's no emotion attached. See, like if somebody weeps because of Yahuah, you're not weeping because you're emotional. You would be weeping because of his mercy. Or you would be weeping because of joy. It would be designated to something that he has tangibly done. Not just see, when y'all went to church and people went to crying, that was an emotional upswelling. You're in an emotional environment which plays music and uses certain tones and words for the specific purpose of eliciting emotion. That's by design. But when you read the text and the people be convicted when they heard the law, they wept because of being condemned. Or people seeing someone who they hadn't seen, they wept because of joy. People heard the gospel and they wept because of the mercy. There wasn't anything going on that was trying to elicit emotion from the audience. That's why I asked the questions, because if you're dealing with Yahuah, remember what he said, everybody who is Mashiachs have crucified their affections and lusts. So you're not moving in a space where you're serving Elohim based off of emotion. You're understanding what's written in Psalms 130, that he is plenteous in mercy and redemption is with him. Let me get this redemption word for you out this Psalm 130. We're going to wrap up, man. Well, I ain't even over there, so I'll just go. Yeah, great. Multiply. He's going to multiply the chesed, or the mercy, the favor, the grace. He's going to multiply that. And he's going to redeem you. And this is the purpose of blessed is the fruit of your body, which really we talked about last night, because the fruit of his body is those who are born of him, and you're born of him because he reigned and he became king, because he suffered, and because he suffered, he was able to defeat the enemy of which you could not defeat, because the first Adam was made in weakness and he was raised in power. So you have a difference in ability. So when you see that, that's love. So when you look at this love, you're looking at this man is gracious. He's merciful. He's kind. He's long-suffering. He's patient. So when he tells you, I'm Yahuah Elohim, what did he say that he was? Abundant in goodness and truth. Merciful, long-suffering, forgiving iniquity. He's telling you by the product of who I am, this should elicit love from you. So that's why when Mary comes through and washes his feet and anoints his feet, that's why he said this woman loved much. Now, see, that's a difference, because that's how I was raised, that love is an action. I was never taught that love was something that you feel. See, that's the Disney stuff. That's the rom-coms. That's the Hallmark movies. That's the Lifetime movies. They have you believing that love is something you feel. That's why so many women are easy to walk away from a man, because you're chasing a feeling like a crackhead chase a high, and you'll never catch it. See, again, that's what I'm talking about with the older women, the grandmas and great-grandmas of a different time. They would have taught you that. And the reason why I say they would have taught you that, because your mama would have taught you that, because they would have taught her that. You understand what I'm telling you? See, a lot of times your grandparents or your great-grandparents taught you, even though they did not physically tell you those things, because they taught your parents. And then they're passing the information down. Now, parents aren't teaching anything. So guess what that makes the women? Trash. Guess what that makes the men? Beta male scent manginas. Guess what you have now? A community of chaos. Ain't that right, Bird? That right, Bird? Bird. 1 Peter 2 and 4. To whom coming also unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of Elohim and precious. You are also lively stones, are built up a spiritual house, a Kadash priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Elohim by Yahushua HaMashiach, Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious. He that believe on him shall not be amazed. Unto you therefore which believe, he is precious. Unto them which be disobedient, the stones which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. A stone of stumbling, a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a Kadash nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him that called you out of darkness unto his marvelous light, which in times past were not a people, but now are a people of Elohim, which had not obtained mercy, but now have attained mercy. Now, let's take a look again. Because he said that if you take heed, that he would establish you as a set apart people unto himself, and he has sworn. So you notice, he swore a covenant to who? And to Jacob. And then he turned around and swore a covenant to who? To your forefathers in the wilderness. To make them a people. Let's take a look at it. I think it's Exodus 20. Was it Exodus 19? No, Exodus 19. 19 and 1. I just want you to think about that. Sometimes we have to use these natural situations for us to just grasp, because the natural can give you an insight into what's in heaven as far as mentality is concerned. Hey, Lizzie, you stealing snacks? You the snack thief? Where my snacks at? Where my snacks at? Don't get your snacks, Lizzie. 19 and 1. If you get snacks, you need to eat them in the kitchen. In the third month, when the sons of Yasharal were gone forth out of the land of Mizraim, the same day they came into the wilderness of Sinai. For they departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and pitched in the wilderness. Yasharal camped before the mount. Moses went up unto Elohim, and Yahuah called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shall you say to the house of Jacob and tell the sons of Yasharal, you have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, how I bare you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself. Now, therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall become a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. You shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a Kadash nation. These are the words which you shall speak unto the house of Yasharal. Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which Yahuah commanded him. And the people, all the people answered together and said, all that Yahuah have said, we will do. Moses returned the words of the people unto Yahuah. Now sit there and look at this here, right? He has to keep this covenant. Let's look at Ephesians chapter 4. Praise Yahuah. Safe delivery on deck. Jeremiah Bird. Ephesians 4, you can pick it up at verse 18. What you over there chewing on ice? That's why you in this predicament now, chewing on chairs.
What predicament? Be hot?
Is that what they show you on TV? 4 and 18, Ephesians, having the understanding dark and being alienated from the life of Elohim through the ignorance that is in them, through the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling, giving themselves over unto lasciviousness, to walk all uncleanness and greediness. But you have not so learned, if so be that you have heard of him and have been taught of him, as the truth is in Yahushua, that you put off concerning the former conduct, the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust, and be renewed in the ruach of your mind, and that you put on the new man, which after Elohim is created in righteousness and true Kadash. So because of the obedience of one man to be able to exalt you to be a people above all others, there's something that has to happen. It goes back to what we were talking about last night. You're going to have to be born again. And being born again, you have to put off the body of flesh and put on the Ruach, and then you would be considered to be his people according to the covenant which he has sworn. Because he swore a covenant. And you know how he swore that covenant? Take, eat, this is my body. Take, drink, this is my blood. Covenant sworn. I'll make you a people unto myself. Is that not what he said? I'm talking about Yahushua himself. But let's continue. Deuteronomy 28. Be quiet. Hide that. Who over there talking? Come here, Eugene.
Uh-oh. Trouble. Don't say that.
Sit down and be quiet. (28 and 10). And the people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of Yahuah. They shall be afraid of you. How would the people be able to see that you called by the name of Yahuah? How would they be able to see it? How would they be able to see it? Now remember, see is ra'ah. That means that they would be able to see, look, inspect, perceive, and to consider that the name of Yahuah is upon you. That you called by that name. Know the tree by fruit. Let me take you a trip to 1 Corinthians 14. I just feel like going around there. I don't think I got that page in my book. Surely this was a man of God. We'll use that one too. 1 Corinthians 14. What we got? Oh, right. Praise the Lord. Right where I needed it to be. 1 Corinthians 14 and 20. By your fruits is definitely acceptable. Will said the same thing, Sharon. You all right? You all right? You all right? Brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be you children. But in understanding, you need to be what? Men. That's why it's always important on the man. He didn't say women and understand and be women. He always say for men to be and understand and be men. I mean, the insight, you need to be a man. That means you need to have proper insight to give proper insight to the women and the children and to your brethren. Because hold on now, what he told Peter to do? He said, Satan has desired to have you and sift you as wheat. Then what did he say to Peter after that? Who know what he said to Peter after that? He said, but after you've been converted, strengthen your brethren. That means he would need to have some insight. You can't give strength to your brother, you ain't got no insight. What strength you going to give him, you ain't got no insight. See, that's what I was talking about on looking at an individual. And like, if you can have understanding on the individual, how they think, I mean, you have insight. You got that type of insight. Boy, people, that's why black people don't go to therapy. People niggas don't be wanting to have somebody come at them and give them that type of level of deep insight into their psyche. Nigga, that junk leave you. That the only other person leave you that naked is you. Like straight up and down. Because remember what he said, we all naked with whom we had to do. What he talking about is, I see your thoughts. I see your heart. The way that you think, the way that you operate. I see that. You can't hide that from me. That's why people don't like to go to therapists. It's if they're good. Because some therapists are trash. You know what I'm saying? I just talked with somebody say they were going to therapy. And I say, well, you going to talk to a man or a woman? They were like, a woman? I said, you need to get you a man. You know what I'm saying? And it was a woman. I was telling her, you need to get you a man. Because that woman ain't going to tell you the truth. Because y'all roll with the sister code. Y'all ain't going to break that sister code. Y'all going to tell each other what you want to hear. You're going to justify each other. And don't say this, tell that, shake your head. Mm-hmm. You don't count. Because out of 100,000 women, what good is 5? That's not going to break the sister code. These hoes going to keep that code. Oh, it's him, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with you. She 322 pounds. You ain't fat. He tripping. He ought to love you. He'll take you for who you is. She break the bed springs every time she get in the bed. No hunching.
No honey. No honey.
Yeah, that's a real. That's no trampoline.
No trampoline. Next thing you know, you sitting here on 600-pound life. You got women around here talking about if a woman on 600-pound life can get a man, what does it matter for me? This the attitude. If they can get a man, I can get one too.
Every woman on 600-pound life always have a husband.
Everybody on 600 pounds. Guess what? They husband big too. What in the Syracuse University is going on here? It ain't no cap, man.
That is true. Their husband still be big.
They definitely do. Them
If he ain't have to go to work, he'd be big as well.
What that boy said, the Big Show. The Big Show get a pass. He's 7'4".
That's the only thing I say.
That's the word part. Women be walking around here with them doggone bodysuits on, looking like the Big Show.
Definitely.
Yeah, why did we get the body suit?
Nigga definitely want to be like, it's the Big Show.
They can put a dress on. Try to
Be a big
cover
show.
some of the rolls up.
It's the Big Show coming down.
Big show, boy. Big show.
That's Rakishi, boy. That's Rakishi.
That when they wear the thong on.
Hey, Rakishi, put you in that corner.
Put you in that corner and be the booty dude.
This world ain't right, boy.
That's mom's cooking over there.
That's the problem. She had too much of mama's cooking. Daddy's cooking, auntie's cooking, the people around the corner cooking. McDonald's cooking.
Everybody stop cooking.
What's that GMO cooking?
1 Corinthians 14 and 21. The stank face. You ain't lie, boy. That's I don't even know how to do it. They said Roddy Piper like to say. He said, "Oh, that man ain't putting that booty in my face."
That's why I didn't see how you like wrestling. I couldn't get with that jump.
Well, that was just the attitude era.
Back then, I feel like back then, you probably could get with it. The rest of we got was a little more.
I'm talking about now. That's what was on. When I was legit.
But I mean, I was a grown man.
Fact. Okay. Yeah, but when I was watching, I was like, man, this is okay.
The rest of back in there, like he was more cool.
Booty in each other's face.
No, that was just him.
Yeah, that was it.
RZA, but see, I put it to you this way. Then we'll move on. So I explain. His character was stale. They came up with something and teamed them with them white boys doing all that dancing. One of them actually dead. He OD'd. You know what I'm talking about? And they came up with that, and that junk extended his career for about another 2-3 years. Because he was about over with, because that's the rock people. Yeah, his career was over with. They had them came up with that there. Stank face, to this, that, there, and the third with the thumb, with the booty cheek, because he was on his way out the door.
Even Big Show and all that. What is he doing?
I'm from Hardy Boys. Yeah, I'm up there.
14 and 21, which they still wrestling.
For real?
Shoot, Matt Hardy wrestled here. He worked for AEW. Them niggas definitely been wrestling at that Davis place every week in their 40s.
They gotta be in their 40s. Cause they're like, what, 18, 19? That was young.
They weren't teenagers, they was in their 20s. I mean, them niggas was wrestling in the early 2000s. They definitely 40. Matt Hardy definitely got some gray hair. Hulk Hogan about 60 years old. 66, 60. Something like that. I'll tell you how old he is.
That nigga still wrestling?
Nah, he can't wrestle no more. Nobody want to see that man. Matt Hardy is 46 years old.
Yep, it's 45.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Madden Jump. I ain't gonna lie, buy a few on PS2.
Jeff Hardy is 43 years old.
Being that Def Jam Vendetta came out.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy is.
Def Jam Vendetta came out.
1 Corinthians 14 and 21. In the law it is written, with men of other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people, yet for all that they will not hear me, saith Yahuah. Wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. This is why you never seen Yahushua speak in any tongues. Listen what he said, right? Tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. That's why he gave that gift to the apostles for Pentecost. He said, but prophecy served not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. That's why he was always speaking of things to come that was written in the text, because he was only sent for those who would believe.
That made me think of when he told his apostles was going to happen at the end.
Yeah, like that's what that's for. Always remember that. Dudes be talking about why y'all Hebrews don't be speaking in tongues. For what? That's for people who don't believe. That's not for people who do believe. It don't make sense for people to be sitting in a room full of believers and start speaking in tongues. That's stupid. Speaking in a different language.
Not that voice.
That is correct, Saran. That is correct. Yeah, why would I bust out around here speaking a heavenly language or speaking if I busted out in here speaking fluent Hebrew out the blue? It don't matter if you know the characters, you don't know what I'm saying. So that wouldn't benefit you because you already believe. So you like this here, this nigga speaking Russian. Don't nobody in here speak Russian. But he say prophecy is for those that believe. Testimony of Yahuah is the Ruach of prophecy. That's that word.
Oh, when you're in church,
Oh yeah, I mean I ain't gonna say they faking. They might have a spirit on them. Now what spirit I can't tell you. Them niggas in the shalabalabala. Nigga, you just said that junk, nigga. Because the nigga told you to say that, or you felt like that what you were supposed to say. Because the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Ghost ain't no flu that you catch. Then somebody, I caught the Holy Ghost. Well, how you caught him? You went long, you ran a button hook, you ran a slant route.
This nigga said, how did you catch it? What route you ran?
You ain't run that Yahuah, right?
That boy said, you ran a fly. You just threw that out there.
Yeah, threw that out there. Rolling all on the floor. Making a fool out yourself, messing up your best stockings.
You just threw that out there, boy.
What wrong with him, bird?
What you said?
Hey, that boy said, what kind of rock? What you said? Like to that,
Listen what he said, right? Verse 23. If therefore the whole church come together in the one place and all speak with tongues, and there come in those that are unlearned or unbelievers, will they not say that you are all mad? But if prophecy, there come in one that believe not, or one unlearned, he is convicted of all, he is judged of all. Thus are the secrets of his heart made manifest, and so falling down on his face, he will worship Elohim and report that Elohim is in you of a truth. So that's how you go. Now y'all mentioned, right, by the fruits. The evidence of the Ruach HaKodesh is the fruits. The peace, the joy, the long suffering, the gentleness, the goodness. But then that man say, boy, the lifestyle to go with it. And then he say, boy, you dropping pure unadulterated word. Well, unbelieving in a sinner got to open their lip and say, boy, of a truth, Elohim in you, boy, I'm convicted. That's why you got to hit him off with that gospel. That junk we out here teaching ain't convicting nobody. They ain't saying Elohim in you in the truth because you right here about, that's right. That's right. Came over here on the slave ship, the white man, that's right. Nuclear warfare, that's right. Get your stupid butt up out of here, nigga.
What's it?
What you crying for, son? Back to Deuteronomy 28. Yeah, these people be out here talking about house shalalabala and all this junk falling all out. Embarrassing yourself. You ain't embarrassing Yahuah, you embarrassing yourself. Because you, guess what? I'm telling you right now. And this something that this the truth. I done told you this before. Boy, Yahuah don't give his gifts to sinners, boy. And somebody got a gift from Elohim, boy, you best believe, boy, if it's manifested to be true, that person ain't evil. Not the Kundalini. I don't even know. They ain't even doing nothing to pull no Kundalini spirit. No, he talking about them falling out. That's that doggone serpent wisdom. That's that Hindu stuff. You know, I had a book on that in prison. No, Saran had just mentioned that. That Kundalini.
What is that?
I'm finna tell you. No, I'm finna tell you. I had this stuff. I'm finna tell you. I had a book in prison called, what was it called? We had one book called Egyptian Yoga, and there was another book. And it mentions the Kundalini. The Kundalini is tied to the spine. So it's tied to the chakras and the spinal energy. I feel it up my back. In my forehead, it was hot. That's actually Kundalini energy. Like when y'all mentioned that, I knew exactly what that was. I gave you a brief synopsis because I'm going off memory.
No, I'm saying like that. I thought that was fake. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, it's not fake. It's real. That's what they doing. That's what they doing. That's what they do over there.
But I thought that the tongues is fake. That's why I said.
Oh, they said Kundalini yoga derives from Kundalini, defined in the Vedanic culture as energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine until it is activated and channeled upward through the chakras in the process of spiritual perfection. Kundalini is believed by adherents to be the power associated, wait for it, with the divine feminine, which goes into the Shekinah, which is the divine feminine of the tree of life of Kabbalists. All it is they worship monkey. Little monk.
Huh?
This is what it says. Kundalini yoga, is it dangerous? As within the electrical system, a power surge of Kundalini can damage the grid, causing grave and mental and physical illness. While the channels through which Kundalini travels does roughly correlate with the nervous system, Kundalini is a subtle energy form that cannot be measured like ordinary nerve circulation is. Basically, monkey crap.
Yeah, that's why that ain't.
See, you're referring to people being church and fall to the ground.
I'm always saying it's not real, but
People who touch people in the head to make them fall to the ground is that's staged.
right. See, I associated Kundalini with being staged like that. What she talking about, like the tongue, all that stuff.
No, Kundalini is an actual worship system in India. Hindus serve it. Like he said, the Shekinah glory, it parallels the Shekinah glory of the tree of life in the Kabbalistic worship system.
So what's the Shekinah? In reference
Shekinah is
reference to the book.
Shekinah is not in the book at all.
Right.
That's what Saran just mentioned. You got Bruce promoting that.
The feminine aspect of the tree of life.
Oh, because you have to be dealing with Kabbalah. It's in a Kabbalah.
But I'm saying the tree of life in the book.
Yeah, but they have a tree. You've never seen the Kabbalistic tree of life?
Yeah, with the chakras on it, they go up the side.
Yeah, that's their tree of life in the Shekinah.
Oh, you talking about their tree of life? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the book. That's why I was trying.
No. I'm saying that Shekinah glory and Kundalini energy are the same thing.
Okay.
Just one is in Kabbalah, one is in Hinduism.
I was referring to how we was showing stuff like speaking in tongues, stuff that's in the book, how they making it fake. So when you brought up Kundalini, I thought that was like.
Oh no! I read a whole book on Kundalini in prison, man. That's weird. That's why I'm not be hearing chicks be talking about you gotta open up your chakras and all that's here. It's like it's funny because y'all talk. That's why they'll turn around and say, "Oh, black people created that," when you know that that's somebody else's God and somebody else's culture.
So it's no different than the principles of Catholicism.
No, it's different.
No, I'm saying it's being mixed with the book. It's used part of the Hindu and mix it with the book.
Like Kundalini. Kundalini ain't got nothing to do with the church at all.
But they say that at church.
They can just be talking.
All right, that's why I was asking.
They say Shekinah glory because that has been inserted from gospel because of the people who run the music industry. They're Jewish and them niggas be Kabbalists.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
That's what he just said to the red string gang. You see, Kim Kardashian is a Kabbalist. Madonna is a Kabbalist.
But that's why I say it's like Catholicism.
But Kundalini, that John's something totally different.
So that's Indian and Jewish?
That's Indian.
So what? How the Jewish use the Kabbalah?
Yes. That's Jewish mysticism. See, every religion so-called has a mysticism system, where Islam is Sufism.
That makes sense. But that's what they say they got that from Babylon. When the Jews went to the east, they got that from India and Babylon.
Yeah, Kundalini, that's yoga. That's an actual form of yoga. And like I said, they feel the activation of the power in the spine. That means somebody getting their back bust up by a demon.
That's what that boy said. That boy said bottom is bad.
Matter of fact, we running long, so hallelujah for Yahuah. We're going to have to stop. We had 2 hours. But Yahuah willing, we'll pick this up on Wednesday, man. I bless y'all the house. Remember, I'll remind you, Yahuah willing on Wednesday, programming alteration, noon. Next Shabbat, noon.
I don't know why people practice it, dude.
But I bless y'all at the house of Elohim in the name of Yahuah. I appreciate y'all time. If we're willing, we'll keep on rolling and flowing.
A lot of singers.
Yeah, they showed that. LeBron be having it. LeBron been having it.
A lot of them have it, like Janae, all of them.